It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket Total Sports 1380. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is brought to you by Miller Lite, ITT Technical Institute, Coca-Cola, Sonic Drive-In, BC Powder, and by Allstate Insurance. And now for the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Let's go to the ballpark.
Live from Frisco, Texas, the Arkansas Travelers are on the air. Hello again, everybody. This is Phil Elson, and a very pleasant good evening to you from the Dr. Pepper 7-Up ballpark in Frisco. Tonight, minor league baseball and the Texas League present your Arkansas Travelers and the Frisco RoughRiders in the final game of a 4-game series. Hi, thanks for tuning into the broadcast tonight. We are live, as always, on the ticket Total Sports 1380, as well as the Travs website, www.travs.com, and this is the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Well, the Travs have dropped to a position where they have not been this year. As many wins as they have losses, 24-24 after a 6-2 loss yesterday to the Frisco RoughRiders. Game was tied at 2 until Frisco exploited the Travs bullpen in the 8th inning, reaching the first 4 batters. Consecutive singles by Jason Botson, Titus Meadows, Andrew Beinbrink's sacrifice bunt was thrown away by Willie Collazo for an error which allowed Fox to score the winning run. And Patrick Boyd then followed with a 3-run homer off of Mark O'Sullivan to cinch the game. And the RoughRiders now in the past 2 ball games have scored combined 11 runs in the 7th and 8th innings against the Arkansas Travelers as the bullpen woes continue. With the loss, the Travs dropped to an even .500 record for the first time this season. They fall to 2 games in back of the first-place Drillers. Meanwhile, Frisco, with the victory, has their best record on the young season at 22-26. Just 4 games in back, still in last place. One of the themes that we've been talking about throughout the last 3 weeks is how tightly packed the East Division is, where 4 games separate the first-place Drillers from the 4th-place Frisco RoughRiders. Meanwhile, the Travs only 2 games out, and they have their best pitcher, Jake Woods, taking the mound today. Woods, who has been the Travs' best pitcher this season with 6 wins and 1 loss, a team leading 218 earned run average. He still leads the league with 66 innings pitched, and coming off a good performance against the Wichita Wranglers. In fact, Woods has picked up a victory in each of his last 2 starts, allowing just 2 runs in 16 innings. And more good news now coming from the Anaheim Angels. If you checked out the Travs website today, you would see that there has been a change in the bullpen, and it's about time that change occurred. Cliff Smith was demoted to single-A Rancho Cucamonga, so Cliff finishes, at least for this part of the season with the Travs, with an ERA at .943. And it was a move that we were sort of expecting. Smith was a little bit disappointed that he was demoted, but there was even a chance that he might have been released. So at least Cliff is still pitching. Hopefully we'll see him later on after he pitches well in single-A. And a familiar name rejoins the Arkansas Travelers. Right-hander Steve Andrade is back with the team. And Andrade, who pitched very well last year in a relief role for the Travs, saved 7 games in the last 2 months of the season, was one of the top strikeout pitchers in all of baseball, striking out about 75 batters in only about 50 innings. So the Travs now have that hammer that they were looking for in the bullpen, as Andrade will be coming on in the late innings, probably the 8th or the 9th innings, and Andrade is available for tonight's action. Travs need a win to get out of Frisco with a 4-game split before starting tomorrow's series at Wichita with a 6 o'clock start time on Sunday evening. It is an overcast evening out here in Frisco, very warm, very windy, and it seems to be a good condition for hitting. Thing is, the Travs have one of the best pitchers in the Texas League going, Jake Woods. Meanwhile, the RoughRiders send right-hander Cameron Lowe to the hill, Lowe with a .465 ERA, and has scuffled at most during this season. So it looks like the Travs might have the upper hand, at least looking at the starting pitchers today. Thanks for tuning in this evening for the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. A reminder that ITT Tech is committed to helping students develop the skills and the knowledge where these can pursue opportunities in technological fields such as computer electronics and engineering. And at ITT Tech, there are spaces open for the classes which start just next week. And if you want to take part in those classes, you should call up right now at area code 501-565-5550. I doubt anyone will be there to answer the phones just yet, but leave a message anyway, or just go online to itt-tech.edu and learn about ITT Tech over the internet. Well, first pitch coming up in about 15 minutes. We owe you a break. We will return with a look at yesterday's Texas League action on a Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. So glad to have you with us this evening on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
I am a lead technician and work in quality control for a small electronics company. I supervise 4 technicians daily and direct the testing and calibration of products.
Matthew O'Mullane earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Automated Manufacturing Technology in 2002 and a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Electronics Engineering Technology in 2003 from the ITT Tech in Indianapolis, Indiana.
ITT Tech has allowed me to get to where I eventually want to go.
Call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web at itt-tech.edu. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future.
It started just like fun, socially. A sweet potato here, a churro there. I mean, what's the big deal? Just a few carbohydrates, right? But then the craving started. Crackers, pancakes, toast points, it didn't matter as long as it had carbs. I started ignoring my friends and family unless they had just made lasagna. Luckily, that's when my bartender told me about Miller Lite. With half the carbs of Bud Light, you can enjoy a great-tasting, less-filling beer without having to ride the C train. Don't let carbs ruin your life. Miller, good call.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite contains 3.2 grams carbohydrates. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ed and I sell soft drinks at ball games, and he first told me about BC powder. We carry big trays and drinks up and down, stadium staff. Man, it's killer. And with a backache, that tray feels heavier and heavier. And the stairs are tough on your knees. One night I was dragging, and the game wasn't half over. I told Brian he needs a BC to stop the pain fast, because he goes to work quick. BC stopped the pain, got me right back to work. BC goes down easy with a soft drink, but don't count the ball. Okay? BC, pain relief at the speed of powder. Use as directed.
Back in Frisco here on the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Phil Elson with you on the ticket, Total Sports 1380. Travs and RoughRiders finishing up not just this 4-game series, but their first half division series. Currently, the RoughRiders lead the season series between these teams 4 games to 3. Very important for the Travs to at least tie them for the first half division series. Elsewhere in the Texas League, the Round Rock Express won their 10th game in a row yesterday. 3-2 against the San Antonio Missions. Round Rock now with a record of 34-15. That's 19 games over 500. This is the longest winning streak in the Texas League since last year. San Antonio Missions reeled off 16 consecutive wins. Yesterday, Round Rock got a home run from shortstop Tommy Whiteman, his 7th. Good pitching from Tim McClaskey, Benny McDaniel, and Santiago Ramirez. McClaskey got a no decision, allowing just 6 hits and 1 run over 5 innings. McDaniel picked up his first win with 3 shutout relief innings. Ramirez nailed it down to the ninth, allowing 1 unearned run, his 16th save. Gustavo Martinez took the loss, allowing 6 bases on balls in 5 1/3 innings. Allowed 3 runs, just 4 hits, again 6 walks issued by Martinez. He drops to 2-3, and the Missions lose their 7th game in a row. San Antonio drops to 22-27. They're virtually out of the race now at 12 games in back of the Round Rock Express. Elsewhere in the West Division, it was Midland pounding El Paso by the final score of 10-2. Midland only out-hit the Diablos by 3, 13-10. The Rockhounds hit a couple of homers. First off the bat of Matt Allegra hit a grand slam. He had 3 base hits. Francis Gomez also knocked a homer, a 3-run shot, his 3rd of the season. And the Rockhounds won going away. Ben Fritz struck out 10 batters in 6 innings for his 4th win of the season. El Paso right-hander Sergio Lizarraga was torched for 7 runs on 7 hits in 4 1/3. He drops to 0-5, while his earned run average skyrockets to 890. Diablos with that loss have dropped 8 of their last 10 games. They're to 15-33. 17.5 games out of first place behind Round Rock heading into tonight's action. And in the East Division, it was Wichita keeping things as close as ever in the East Division as the Wranglers defeat Tulsa last night by the final of 6-4. Wichita got 3 hits apiece from shortstop Andres Blanco. He knocked in 2. Mike Tonis doubled, tripled, and singled. Also knocked in a pair of runs. E. Brown and Scott Walter each with a double and a run scored. Winning pitcher was Junior Herndon. He scatters 11 hits in 6 1/3. He goes to 5-3. Jorge Vasquez nailed to save his 2nd of the season. Justin Hampson dropped to 4-2 for the Drillers. Drillers were led offensively by Danny Sandoval and Sean Garrett, each with 3 base hits. Garrett raised his average to 354 and also hit his 7th home run of the season. But the Drillers' lead in the East Division is now just a half game ahead of second place Wichita. The Travs are 2 games in back, and the Frisco RoughRiders sitting in the rear at 4 games out of first place. Texas League action tonight, 1 game already in progress. Top of the 3rd inning, the Midland Rockhounds trail El Paso 2-0. The Trav's next opponent, the Wichita Wranglers, hosting Tulsa tonight at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Mike Esposito pitching for the Drillers at 2-2 against left-hander Les Walren, who is 3-3. And there are supposed to be some pretty heavy storms coming through Wichita during the game, so they might not be able to get that game in at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. And the other thing is the Travs are heading up on the luxury liner up to Wichita tonight after this evening's game, so the Travs might also be busting through some pretty severe weather. The Round Rock Express will be looking for win number 11 in a row as they take on San Antonio at the Dell Diamond. Jared Guthrow pitches for the Express at 4-1. San Antonio right-hander Rich Dorman looks for his second win in his 3rd Double-A start. And again, the 1 game in progress, El Paso 2, Midland 0 at the top of the 3rd inning. Now, as we have some time before the first pitch, which is supposed to be thrown in about 9 minutes, we'll run down a Southwest Airlines Major League scoreboard. Since there are a bunch of games that were played earlier today, including a 10-3 win for the St. Louis Cardinals at Houston's Minute Maid Park. The win for the Cards is their 3rd consecutive. They moved to 26-22. Woody Williams picks up his 2nd win of the season. He scattered 8 hits and allowed 3 runs in 6 innings. But it was Albert Pujols who was the story today. First baseman knocked 2 homers amongst his 4 base hits. He knocked in 3 runs. And also Cody McKay came on with a 4 base hit game. Scored a run. John Major, the former Trav, was 2 for 5 with a double and 2 runs scored. Roger Cedeno hit a pinch hit 2-run homer as the Cardinals put the game away with 6 runs in the last 2 innings. Wade Miller took the loss. He was hit hard, allowing 7 hits and 4 runs, 2 homers in 4 innings. Miller dropped to 5-5, and the Astros, with that loss, have dropped to 26-22. Cincinnati Reds are still in first place. They are scoreless at the bottom of the 5th inning with the Montreal Expos. Other final score in the National League was Atlanta putting the Philadelphia Phillies away at Citizens Bank Ballpark by the final of 9-3. Former Traveler J.D. Drew, big game, a 3-run homer, his 9th of the season. He was 2 for 4, also doubled. Dwayne Wise had a couple of doubles, singled once, knocked in 2, scored twice. Nick Green 2 for 4. Mark DeRosa was 2 for 5 as the Braves win with a patchwork lineup. John Thompson, winning pitcher for the Braves, allowed just 1 earned run, 3 total on 8 hits in 7 innings. He moves to 4-2. Vicente Padilla drops to 4-5 for the Philadelphia Phillies. They fall to 26-21. 4 final scores in the American League, including the Angels ending their losing streak. Anaheim has lost 4 games in a row, but the Halos scored 5 runs in the 4th at Chicago and beat the White Sox 5-1. They scored all of those runs on losing pitcher John Roche, who was knocked out of the game in the 4th inning, allowing 10 hits and 5 runs. He drops to 0-1. Aaron Seeley picked up his 4th win with no losses. He allowed just 4 hits and 1 run, struck out 6 and 6 in the 3rd. Former Traveler Frankie Rodriguez struck out the side of the 9th, lowering his earned run average to 0.68. In that deciding 4th inning, the Angels got an RBI double from Casey Kotkin, who finished 1 for 4. Jeff DeVannen also chipped in with a pair of doubles and a single. Sean Figgins has taken over full-time at 3rd base now at 2 for 4. Brad Guerrero also 2 for 4 for the Anaheim Angels as Halos break that 4-game losing streak and pick up their 30th win of the season. The 2nd American League team behind Boston for the most wins in the junior circuit. Elsewhere was Boston losing to Seattle 5-4 with Raul Ibanez hitting home run number 9 on the season. Ichiro was 2 for 5, raising his average to 332. Dave Hansen 2 for 3 with a double and 2 runs scored. Dan Wilson also doubled, singled, and knocked a couple of home. Freddie Garcia earned his 3rd win of the season, while Tim Wakefield dropped to 4-3. Eddie Guardado saved his 9th of the year. And the Toronto Blue Jays a 6-2 victory against the Texas Rangers today at Skydome, with Reese Johnson leading the Blue Jays with home run number 5 on the season. Johnson was 3 for 5, 2 runs batted in, scored twice. Dave Berg added 2 base hits, filling in for the injured Carlos Delgado. Chris Gomez was 3 for 4. He also scored 1 run. Miguel Batista picked up the victory with a strong 8-inning performance, struck out 7, allowed 5 hits and 2 runs. He's 3 and 4. And former Frisco RoughRider right-hander Juan Dominguez took the loss. He dropped 0-1. Those are all the final scores. Now the games in progress in the American League. The Yankees over Tampa Bay 4-0 in the bottom of the seventh. Ruben Sierra and Bernie Williams have hit home runs, as well as Enrique Wilson. Kevin Brown working on a one-hitter through 7 innings. Elsewhere was Oakland 3-2 leading Cleveland in the top of the fourth. Baltimore 7, Detroit 2 in the bottom of the third inning. Chicago Cubs looking to rebound after they were swept in a doubleheader yesterday at Pittsburgh, and the Cubs scored 4 runs in the first, a 2-run double by Aramis Ramirez, 2-run homer by Derek Lee, and it's 5-1 Cubbies in the bottom of the fourth. Still a scoreless game in Montreal between the Reds and the Expos. That's in the fifth inning. Milwaukee's 3-1 over San Diego in the bottom of the fourth. The Mets and the Marlins are tied at 2 in the eighth. Ty Wigginson hits home run number 5 on the year. Later tonight in the National League, it's the Diamondbacks visiting Dodger Stadium. Jose Lima pitches for Los Angeles. It's 3-1 against Brandon Webb, who is 2-4. It's the Giants also hosting Colorado tonight at SBC Park. It is Jerome Williams pitching for the Giants at 3-3 against former Traveler left-hander Jeff Becerro. He is 0-3. We will update you on those scores as well as the rest of the scores from around the Texas League on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard continuously throughout our broadcast today. Right now we have the lineups being exchanged at home plate. We owe you another break. We will return and announce the starting lineups for you, the fans, right after this. On the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry.
First one, aisle 5, like the other. Coke.
Yeah, you're on. Tell Tony Stewart he took the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop grabbing my car. Walter. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Basic Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on lettuce and tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name, the Little Cheese. Try one today at participating Sonic. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs.
Synonymous. Words alike in significance and meaning, like summer and baseball. Baseball and Ray Winter Field. Ray Winter Field and hot dogs. Hot dogs and Coca-Cola. Yes, Coke is joining the Crabs All-Star lineup this summer right alongside future Anaheim Angels wearing the Travelers uniform. Enjoy the best value in family entertainment in Central Arkansas. Ray Winter Field, the Arkansas Travelers, and Coke. 3 summer classics. Call 664-1555 or visit our website at Travs.com.
And back at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark, let's run down the starting lineup for Game 4 of this 4-game series, beginning with the hometown RoughRiders at a record of 22-26. They're 4 games out of first. They're in last place. They have Drew Meyer leading off at shortstop. Batting second is the second baseman, Jason Bourgeois. Hitting third, the first baseman, Jason Botts, the league leader with 11 homers, 3 of them against the Travs. Cleanup hitter is Titus Meadows. He'll be in right field. Number 5 batter for the RoughRiders, their third baseman, Edgar Gonzalez. Patrick Boyd hit the big 3-run homer in the 8th inning yesterday. He'll bat 6th and play center. Jeff Smith, the leading RoughRider hitter, at .391 with a batting average. Hit 7th. He's the catcher. Josh McKinley, the DH, bats 8th. And Rashad Eldridge will bat 9th. He'll play left field. Now the lineup for the Arkansas Travelers at 24 wins, 24 losses. 2 games in back of first place Tulsa. It's Alberto Cayazo leading off at shortstop today. Center fielder Tommy Murphy batting second. Nick Gorneau back in the lineup again yesterday after missing 2 games with a bum thumb. Gorneau batting third in right field. Dallas McPherson to clean up, and McPherson the DH today. Hitting 5th, Travs catcher Jeff Mathis. Rudy Gomez hits in the 6th spot. He'll play third base. Jason Espedo hit 7th after the payoff last night. Espedo plays in left field. Hitting 8th is the Travs first baseman Mike Elward. And Justin Turner rounds out the starting 9. Turner at second base. Starting pitchers for tonight's action. One of the top pitchers in the Texas League, certainly the best lefty. Jake Woods takes the hill for the Travs. Start number 11 on the year. He is the Texas League leader with 66 innings pitched. An inning and two-thirds in front of Jeff Francis, the left-hander from the Tulsa Drillers. Woods ranked second in the league with 6 victories, also second best earned run average at .218, and he has already defeated the RoughRiders one time this year, beating Frisco last week in Little Rock with 8 shutout innings. Is Jake Woods on the mound for the Arkansas Travelers. Pitching for the RoughRiders, another tall right-hander, Cameron Lowe, who stands 6'7". His record, however, is 1-5. .465 earned run average, and the Travs beat him 3-0 on the 19th of May, which he allowed 3 runs in the 4th inning. Nick Gourneau hit a single. Dallas McPherson collected a couple of base hits off of Lowe, a double and a triple. So the Travs do have good success already against Cameron Lowe before he throws his first pitch for today. Lowe's record, once again, 1-5, a .465 earned run average, and he gives up a batting average of .325 to the Texas League. There you have it, your starting lineup. And the fans at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark awaiting the RoughRiders to take the field. Pitchers seem to be ready to go, so we will take our final break. We also will return with the first pitch. The Travs and the Frisco RoughRiders after this break on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mat, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leeson, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge, for real-world success.
For more information on graduate degrees from Webster University in Little Rock, visit them on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
Before the first pitch is thrown tonight at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark, singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Beautiful job of the Star-Spangled Banner out here at the Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark, a quartet of ladies. Beautiful job. This is Phil Elson with you on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. We're set for Travs baseball as the RoughRiders and the Travs finish up this 4-game series. The RoughRiders will be looking to take 3 of 4. Travs won the first game of the series 9-1, led offensively by Dallas McPherson, who hit a couple of base hits, actually 3 hits, including a 2-run homer. Travs got good starting pitching from Tim Bittner in the series opener, but since then, the Travs have given up a lot of runs late in ball games, losing 2 nights ago 10-6. Actually, that was an afternoon ball game with Frisco scoring the last 7 runs in the last 2 innings, 4-run 7th, 3-run 8th to put the game away, and the RoughRiders winning yesterday 6-2. breaking a 2-2 tie in the 8th inning with a 4-run spot. So it looks like the Travs bullpen might be the key to a victory tonight. However, when it comes to Jake Woods pitching for the Travs, usually the bullpen is not all that much of a factor because they only have to go about 1 or 2 innings. Woods in his last 3 starts has gone into the 7th inning each time, and in fact he has gone less than 7 innings only 3 times in 10 starts this year. So very good track record for Woods as he takes the mound tonight against the RoughRiders. Pitching for Frisco, Cameron Lowe coming off of a substandard start where he gave up 10 hits and 4 runs in 6 innings, losing to Tulsa 4-2. It was his second consecutive loss after the RoughRiders had won 2 of his starts in a row. Frisco having trouble winning Lowe's starts with an ERA at 4.65 and allowing a batting average of 3 1/4. It's tough to pick up many wins when there's that many base runners against Lowe. The RoughRiders lost each of his first 5 starts, with Lowe taking losses in 3 of them. Frisco is 2-7 in tall right-handers appearances this year, with their last win coming May 14th against the Wichita Wranglers. Lowe stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, 231 pounds, out of Chatsworth, California. Pitched at Cal State Northridge, also the former alma mater of former Trav Adam Kennedy. And his first pitch of the ball game is taken high and outside by Alberto Cayasco. First pitch at 7:35 tonight. Game time temperature in Frisco is 90 degrees. Very comfortable evening with winds from the south to southeast at 12 miles an hour. And Cayasco takes ball 2 away. Alberto, followed by Tommy Murphy and Nick Gorno, facing Lowe. Alberto's average to 306, 2 homers, 21 runs batted in. Batting left-handed, he'll swing at a high fly to shallow right field, and Titus Meadows drifting in a few steps will make the catch. And there's 1 out in the 1st inning. Cayasco heads back to the dugout. Now 3 for 14 in the series against Frisco. And number 2 hitter, Tommy Murphy, stepping into the batter's box. Lowe, a 20th round draft pick in the 2002 draft out of Cal State Northridge. The 2004 season, his 3rd professional year. Career record of 12-12. Career ERA under 3 at 2.96. In his roughest year, he misses outside to Murphy. Second consecutive switch hitter that Lowe will face. Murphy bats left-handed. He's a 281 hitter. 4 homers, 23 runs batted in. Third baseman comes on the infield grab as a strike hits the outside corner. A lot of breaking balls from Lowe, and he just spun a backdoor slider to Murphy for strike 1. 1-1 on Murphy. Tommy yesterday 0 for 3. Reached base twice on a walk and an error, and he'll tip a changeup out of play for a strike, moving the count to 1-2. Murphy 3 for 12 in the series. Banked a home run in the afternoon game Thursday, his 4th of the year. Bases empty and 1 away as we kick off game 4 of this set. Lowe goes into the glove, the wind, the pitch. A fastball downstairs, 2-2. Lowe is not an overpowering pitcher. Fastball about pitching around 88, 89. He can touch 90 every once in a while, but not that often. A lot of sinker balls and a lot of breaking pitches. Another fastball to Murphy down and in, and he runs it full. Lowe more of a deceptive pitcher. If you look out on the mound and see someone 6'7", 230 pounds, you're expecting 95-mile-an-hour BBs. Things come out a little slower. A 3-2, swung on, chop past the mound, second base side, and Bourgeois makes a nice play and gets the out at first. Jason Bourgeois had a charge on that ball with Murphy speeding out of the left side of the batter's box, and very quickly was able to get the ball out of his glove to first base. And 2 away. Here are the fielders behind Cameron Lowe. Left field is Rashad Eldridge. Patrick Boyd in center. Titus Meadows is in right field. Edgar Gonzalez covers at third base. Drew Meyer is the shortstop. Bourgeois at second. Jason Bosch at first. Jeff Smith the catcher. Is Nick Gorno. Takes a strike on the first pitch. A breaking ball to Gorno. He's hitting .322. 6 homers. 28 runs batted in. Still the league leader, scoring 39 runs. And he takes the ball down and outside. Last night was Gorno's first game of the series. He had missed the first 2 with a bad thumb bruise. But the bruise showed no ill effect yesterday as he hit his 6th home run of the year. He'll foul the pitch back, and the count moves to 1-2. Renault went opposite field with that home run. And when Nick is going opposite field with extra base hits into the gaps or home runs, and you know that he is swinging it back the way he wants to. Nick's approach is to take it the opposite way. And with 2 strikes, maybe a little bit more so. Here's the lowest 1-2 pitch, and it's way outside. 2-2. 2-2 on Gorno. He hits with 2 outs, and the base is empty. Dallas McPherson waiting on deck. Lowe holds the ball out of his glove, dangles it by his right leg. Arm hangs down just below hip level. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A breaking ball is called for strike 3. Nick Gorno strikes out to end the inning as Lowe strikes out his 47th of the season. And heading into the bottom of the first inning, the Travs go down in order. And here come the RoughRiders up to the plate for the very first time. This is the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope.
There's a story involving Yogi Berra, the well-known pitcher for the New York Yankees, and Hank Aaron, who at the time was the chief power hitter for the Milwaukee Braves. The teams were playing in the World Series, and as usual, Yogi was keeping up his ceaseless chatter, intending to pep up his teammates on the one hand and distract the Milwaukee batters on the other. As Aaron came to the plate, Yogi tried to distract him by saying, "Henry, you're holding the bat wrong. You're supposed to hold it so you can read the trademark." Aaron didn't say anything, but when the next pitch came up, he hit it into the left field bleachers. After rounding the bases and touching home plate, Aaron looked at Yogi Berra and said, "I didn't come up here to read. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church of Rock Creek." To be successful in life, you know you've got to know why you're standing at the plate.
Back at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark into the bottom of the first inning with the Travs down in order. And Travs left-hander Jake Woods facing the top third of Frisco's order. Drew Meyer, Jason Bourgeois, and Jason Bott are the scheduled hitters. Saturday night out here in Frisco, Texas. They drew over 10,000 to the ballpark last night. A little bit less than that tonight, but a good crowd still coming in on the parking lot. There's this newly developed area. A lot of buildings sprouting up all around the ballpark. Meyer steps in, left-handed batter. Woods a lefty himself, and a strike on the first pitch. Jake Woods could make a case as the top pitcher in the Texas League this year. Maybe one other pitcher that could make probably a better case. That's Jeff Francis of Tulsa, as Meyer takes outside 1-1. Francis is 7-0. Woods is 6-1. Woods with a better earned run average is 218. Francis with more strikeouts. Meyer singles into right field on the 1-1 pitch. So that's just his second base hit of the series. The first that did not come on a bunt. And so the leadoff man on base against Jake Woods. Hit number 57 in 66 innings allowed by Jake. Just 11 walks, 43 strikeouts, 1 home run. He hasn't given up a homer since April 13th. Jake coming off of consecutive winning starts against Frisco and Wichita, combining for 16 innings, only 14 hits, and 2 runs, 8 strikeouts as well. He'll look for a ground ball off the bat of Jason Bourgeois, right-handed batter, and Woods from the stretch a high fastball to start off. Home plate umpire today is Paul Chandler. He's the crew chief. Third base umpire is Todd Waters. Joe Stegner calls the outs at first. 3-man crew is in Little Rock. Series against Wichita. 1-0, and a slider is fouled off the inside of the bat and heads into the first base seat, high in the air, strike 1. What makes Jake such an effective pitcher is his assortment of pitches that he can throw for strikes on any count. His fastball sits in the mid to high 80s. Good movement on it, down and away to right-handers. Good change-up, breaking pitches galore. And very good command of everything he puts up there, plus good intuition of how to pitch and how to pitch to each hitter. The 1-1 is outside, ball 2. Jake stands 6'1", a third-round pick of the Angels out of Bakersfield Junior College in 2001. Woods was the selection after Kochman, Mathis, and McPherson. And certainly Jake Woods is showing the Angels they made a good pick. A grounder up the middle, and on the 2-1 pitch, Bourgeois singles to center. So the Frisco RoughRiders collect a couple of base hits to start the game. Meyer and Bourgeois, each of them has struggled in the first 3 games of this series, going a combined 2 for 24. And now they've each collected their second hits of this series, and that brings up the very dangerous Jason Bott. You don't want to give Bott too many chances and not runs home. Yesterday in his first 2 at-bats, he left men on base, and not just on base, but in scoring position. Later on in the 5th inning, he collected an RBI single with 2 outs. He'll get his RBIs if he's given a lot of RBI chances. Switch hitter bats right-handed and takes Woods, ball 1 outside. Bott in this series, 5 for 12 with a homer, 3 runs batted in, 1 double. His 11 homers ranks first in the Texas League. His slugging percentage ranks second, just 6 points behind Dallas McPherson at .563. Nobody out in the first inning. Infield will look for a double play. Woods checks second. His 1-0 pitch. Ball 2 low and away. So unprecedented struggles for Jake Woods in the first inning. He has not allowed a first inning run yet this year in 10 starts. As a matter of fact, he hasn't allowed a run in each of the first 2 innings at all this year. Jake starts to get into trouble. It's usually the 3rd time through the order, down towards the 5th inning. But already 2-0 on Bott with runners at first and second. And the next pitch comes for a strike. 2-1. Woods looking for that outside corner against Jason Bott, a 6'5" switch hitter. With very long arms, long legs, and a huge swing. Sometimes pitchers can tie him up if they get a fastball in his hand. Woods trying to do that. The pitch fouled into the first base seat. Nice catch by a fan in the first row with his glove on a line drive. Tying him up. Even more impressive that he didn't drop the drinks which were resting right on top of the Travs dugout. He leaned over that dugout to make the catch. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bott. He has struck out 43 times this year. Woods with 43 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2. And he strikes him out. A changeup caught by Mathis on the foul tip. Nice changeup by Woods as he gets the first out of the inning. But the danger still present as Titus Meadows is up next. Meadows, a guy that obviously enjoys to hit. Each of the first 3 games of this series, when I've been walking out to my car and walk by the batting cage, past the third base grandstands, and I see Meadows in that batting cage after every game. The only one left, and he's still working on hitting. Right-handed batter, good power. He'll take ball 1 low and away. Mathis trying to do some work there, fires to first, trying to pick off Bourgeois, but he did slide in safely. 1 ball, no strikes on Meadows, who enters the game on an 8-game hitting streak. Stretched that hitting streak with an 8th-inning single yesterday after going hitless in his first 3 plate appearances. No score, bottom of the first. Meadows hits .275, 5 homers, 14 RBIs, and he swings and misses on a slider for strike 1. Against the Travs, Meadows has had his best games of the year. 2 of his 5 homers, 5 of his 14 runs batted in. And he hit .348 against the Travs, which just continues his torrent of offense against Arkansas from last year. Chopper on a changeup towards third, bluffed by Gomez, steps on third, 1 out. Down to first, the ball is in time to rack him up for a double play. That will end the inning. Smart play by Gomez, fielding a high chopper in back of third base. And he starts a 5-3 twin killing to send us into the second inning. The RoughRiders trend 2 men on the bases as we head into the second inning with no score on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-tank trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need to take a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to visit historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles. From luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations. Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 1319 Pike Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages for more information. Go your own way with the National Car Rental.
I'm 71. I'm 65. I'm 68. I'm 53. I'm 70. I'm 47. And we've all had a heart attack. A heart attack can happen at any age. In fact, every year, nearly twice as many women die from heart disease than from all forms of cancer combined, making heart disease the leading killer of women. I'm 57. I'm 49. I'm 38. Baptist Health, Arkansas's premier heart care leader, is working to increase awareness of heart disease and its symptoms, and to let you know what you can do to prevent it, like paying attention to your diet, watching your blood pressure, and regular exercise. With a little effort on your part, you have the potential to add years to your life. For a free brochure about heart disease, call 1-888-BAPTIST or visit our website at Baptist-Health.com. Baptist Health, all our best.
Travelers baseball continues into the top of the second inning, brought to you by Miller Lite. You can taste the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Grab an ice cold, great tasting Miller Lite the next time the Travs are back in town, and that will be Friday, June the 4th, as midget wrestling returns to the old ball yard in Central Arkansas once again. You don't want to miss that. Brought to you by Fox Sports Southwest and Fox 16. That's at 7:10 on Friday, June 4th at Ray Winder Field. Get your tickets now. Starting off the second inning, Travs third baseman Dallas McPherson will take a strike on the outside corner. He's followed by Jeff Mathis and Rudy Gomez against Cameron Lowe, who set down Travs in order in the first. Left-handed batter McPherson takes Lowe in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Max Fried continuing now in his last 9 games, 12 for 29. A lot of power over that stretch, including a triple yesterday, his team leading 5th. And he sends a foul ball out of play on the left side, strike 2. Max average up to 309. He was hitting in the low 290s last week. 8 homers to lead the team, 35 runs batted in, also a team-leading total. A 1-2 count as McPherson leads off, and the pitch, the slider, fouls back. He's back coaching for the Travs over at first base. He's wearing number 11 for him. The 1-2 fouled away. There is no number 11 on the Travs roster, as far as I'm concerned. Urban Santana wears number 11, and the Travs first base coach right now is white, and Urban isn't white. All right, there's a mascot, a traveling mascot named Reggie, who's at the ballpark today, and I think that's one of his cohorts. McPherson will strike out on a curveball, out number 1. Lowe's breaking pitches have a lot of movement today, and he got McPherson to chase one low and in. So 1 away, Lowe has struck out the last 2 hitters and set down 4 in a row. And Reggie is playing around with that fake Travs first base coach. And you kind of wonder, since this guy is not a real coach, he's an entertainer in his Travs uniform, what is he going to do if the base runner needs to be waved around the base? What's he going to do? Strike to Mathis on the inside corner. Jeff's batting right-handed. He's the catcher today. DH yesterday, 294 average, 6 homers, 26 RBI. The wind up, the pitch, swung on, grounded into right field for a base hit. And there goes that coach stepping up as if he's going to wave Mathis around. Jeff does not know who the heck this guy is, and yet he just gave him a high five. Talking like they're old buddies now. The Travs first base coach doesn't even know the sign. Hopefully he's not the one telling Matty to dive back to first on a pickoff move. He better be quick. Mathis, the first Trav to reach base, and a throw over to first base to check on him. And to double check and see that this new Trav coach is actually going to coach. He continues to mess around with Reggie. No score, top of the second. By the way, that is Reggie, a furry purple ball, not Reggie, the Trav's employee who details your car while you're watching the game. Pitch outside to Gomez, the count 1-0. Although I would like to see a big purple fuzz ball wash a car. He could wash it with himself. Rudy starting at third base today with Mitch Peterson as the DH. Right-handed hitter. Gomez hitting .281. Mathis at first. One away, and a slow breaking pitch is outside. 2-0 on Gomez. Rudy had a hitting streak snapped yesterday in 7 games in a row. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. The 7-game hit streak is his longest of the season. 12 for 28, including his first homer of the year and 4 doubles. 2-0 to count. The set, the pitch, a strike down the middle, a changeup, 2-1. Infield position for a double play. Outfield lies toward right field. Titus Meadows playing fairly shallow in right. Catcher Smith sets up right down the middle. Low set. The 2-1. Hit back around through the legs of the pitcher. Meyer fields it back to second. Looks for the second baseman run out. Goes brought to first, and that ends the inning. A beautiful 6-4-3 double play and a hard grounder back up the box sends us into the bottom of the second inning. Still no score at Dr. Pepper's 7-Up ballpark.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Trav's games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice, presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Trav's home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Trav's box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, listen, tackle, peace and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look at your feet.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
The other book.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
Bottom of the second with no score at Dr. Pepper 7-Up ballpark here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Program reminder, fans, don't forget tomorrow evening's ball game is a 6 o'clock first pitch at Wichita's Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Pre-game show at 5:40 and a full day of baseball. Memorial Day Monday, a triple header here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Starting with a pre-game show at 11:40, followed by ESPN's production of the Baltimore Orioles at Fenway Park against the Boston Red Sox, followed by the Houston Astros visiting Wrigley Field and the Chicago Cubs. The Travs and the Wranglers battling Wichita as the final game of that Memorial Day tripleheader. Again, that is on Monday on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Scoreless game into the bottom of the second, and Patrick Boyd leads off for the RoughRiders. He's a switch hitter. That's right-handed and swings and misses at a fastball, strike one. Each pitcher getting a double play to end the last inning. Woods got one off the bat of Edgar Gonzalez to end the first. Meanwhile, Rudy Gomez, who started that double play in the first inning, hit into one of his own to end the top of the second. Boyd hit .221, And he'll take outside, ball one. It is fifth home run of the season yesterday. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. And it's fouled off the right side. Just realizing right now, I think that the lineup has been changed by manager Tim Ireland. And that the last name on the uniform is not Boyd, it's Gonzalez. So this is actually Gonzalez at the plate. And Tim Ireland is famous for this. And no one bothered to tell us before the ball game that the lineup had been changed. So it is Boyd on deck and Gonzalez at the plate right now. Tim Ireland has done this about 7 times in the last 3 years. Gonzalez hits a high fly to left field, and Espedo finds it in the air and makes the catch. 1 away. Well, now we get to take it. An eraser to practically the entire scorecard, as Boyd will step into the batter's box next, in the spot where we thought Jeff Smith was hitting. Always fun when Tim Ireland is managing the opposing team. We've seen him change lineup cards literally a minute before first pitch. And he did it again today. Well, no skin off his back. So here's Patrick Boyd taking low and outside for a ball. With the 1-0 from the windup, a swing and a miss, strike one, 1-1. Boyd hit that 3-run homer in the 8th inning yesterday, which put the RoughRiders ahead by their final count of 6-2. Woods throws down to the dirt, ball 2. Well, let's see who's on deck now. Jeff Smith on deck. The entire last 5 hitters in the lineup are completely different. On the original lineup card we were handed up here, the 2-1. Swing and a miss with the yank of the head. Boyd out in front of a breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score. Bottom to second. Boyd hits .221. 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. Woods with a 2-2 pitch. And it's called for strike 3 right at the knee. Second strikeout for Woods. As he puts down the first 2 hitters of the second inning in order. And here comes Jeff Smith. And now on deck is Josh McKinley. I'm going to make sure I send a nice thank you card to the folks up here to the Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark press box and to Tim Ireland, giving them my cell phone number so that they know if there's a change in the lineup, let the visiting broadcaster know. It's just a nice thing to do. Smith takes low and in for a ball. 30-year-old catcher having his best season, hitting .391. And he sends a high fly to right center field. Back on the Corno to the warning track to the wall, and it is gone. Home run number 2 on the season for Jeff Smith. And the RoughRiders get ahead in the second inning. Just the second home run that Jake Woods has given up this year. And on a 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, Smith rips it into right center for his second long ball of the year. RoughRiders 1, Trav nothing. A 2-out homer. Now McKinley steps in. Right-handed batter, and the first pitch on the way. It's outside, ball 1. Woods has gone 7 starts without giving up a home run. Here's his 1-0, and it's over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on McKinley. And overhead windup, and Woods delivers the 0-1, low and in. 2 balls and a strike on McKinley, and on deck is Rashad Eldridge. 2-1 2-1 from Woods outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. McKinley hitting .205. 5 homers, 16 runs batted in. 3-1 on the batter. And Woods to the windup, 2 to plate, ball 4 downstairs. A couple of base runners making it on after 2 outs. Going to bring up Rashad Eldridge. Eldridge, a switch hitter, bats right-handed. And one of his better games recently was 2 hits yesterday, an RBI. Runner goes first pitch outside. Mathis throws to second base, and it's right on the money in time for the out. Caught stealing is McKinley to end the inning, and the RoughRiders managed just the 1 run on a homer by Jeff Smith. 1-0 Frisco into the 3rd inning here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Some people wonder, what's the secret to Gumouth's amazing ability to clean your fuel injectors and help restore lost performance? Well, here's the secret. And we do that with an additional... That's right. Now you know. Gumouth. Good, clean driving. Pick up a bottle of Gumouth Fuel Injector Cleaner now at Advance Auto Parts.
Do your worn-out wipers wheeze and chug flaccidly back and forth as if to say, because the thought of changing them makes your brain hurt? We feel your pain. That's why we make Exact Fit wiper blades. No confusing parts to assemble, no threat to your self-esteem. Just click them on and go. After all, wouldn't you rather hear your wipers say, "You're smart, you're smart, you're smart"? Exact Fit wiper blades from Frisco. Easy to find, easier to install.
A good shave feels great. You walk around with your head held a little bit higher.
Real goddesses discover the new Venus Divine with moisture strips containing aloe and botanical oil.
The Venus Divine gave me such a close shave. I couldn't believe it. I feel stupid being like, I love this razor, but that's how I feel.
The new Venus Divine from Gillette. Reveal the goddess in you.
A clean shave makes me feel complete. It's that last finishing touch. It just does it.
Nothing Frisco and a homer by Jeff Smith in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Top of the 3rd now, and the Travs send the number 7 hitter Jason Espedo to lead off against Cameron Lowe. Bottom 3rd of the Travs order. Espedo, Elward, and Turner. Big right-hander's first pitch of the inning, in there for a strike on a curveball. Espedo had yesterday off. Been his first day off in a while. Playing left field today. Left-handed batter takes outside, 1-1. Espedo hits .284, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. 1-1. Wind up the pitch, blowing outside, 2-1. A couple days ago, Espedo 1 for 5 with an infield single. Struggling these days. The wind up and the 2-1. Swing and a liner into center field. It's in for a base hit. Played on one bounce by Patrick Boyd, and Espedo as a leadoff single. 1-0 Frisco. Mike Elward will step into the batter's box. Just like Espedo, Elward is seeing his batting average drop steadily down to its lowest point of the season at .265. 2 homers, 21 runs batted in. In the series, Elward 1 for 11. Nobody out. The infield looking for a ground ball double play. Espedo will take a short lead low to the stretch. He kicks, he deals. And it's a strike on the low outside corner. Lowe is dropping down to throw sidearms to a lot of the right-handed hitters. And with those arms, he's got to have arms at least 3 feet long. He can really come sidelining right across his body, and that is very tough for right-handers to pick up. And he gets the ball by Elward on a swing and a miss. 0-2 on the Travs first baseman. Here, low split time between single A Clinton in the Midwest League and high single A Stockton. And a combined 7 and 3. Earned run average was under 1.5. The 0-2 is downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Texas Rangers at single A use a piggyback pitching rotation, an 8-man rotation. First time through the rotation, Lowe would have started, gone 5 innings. Second time through, he would have come out of the bullpen and gone 4. The 1-2, swinging the grounder to third. Gonzalez up with it to second for 1 out. Bourgeois to first, double play. Second double play turn behind Lowe. This time it's 5-4-3. And the bases are erased. Already 3 double plays we've seen today. 1 by the Travs, 2 turned by Frisco. Justin Turner steps in, left-handed hitter, takes ball 1 downstairs. 195 average, 1 homer, 1 run batted in. Turner a couple of strikeouts, was 1 for 4 yesterday. He lined up in the pitch blown right by Turner, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1. 1-0 Frisco. 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch is grounded to first. In back of the bag, Potts plays it in fair territory, flips to Lowe, and he beats Turner to the bag. That'll end Arkansas's 3rd inning. A leadoff single by Espedo, but he's erased on the front end of a double play, and the Travs go down fairly quietly. Bottom of the 3rd comes up in Frisco. 1-0 RoughRiders.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
This weekend only in Swatney Chevrolet Cavaliers, $168 a month. Trailblazers, $285 a month. Suburban discounted up to $12,000 at Swatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Every truck on the lot, discounted. Regular cabs, extended cab, crew cab, all prices sell before the sun sets on Memorial Day at Swatney. Zero down, zero financing, $5,000 rebate. Make an offer, private deal. Well, they last. This weekend at Swatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. American Revolution. Approved credit restrictions apply. See for details.
Listen, the crack of the bat, the distant whine of a lawnmower, the sounds of summer. A season when you try to spend as much time outside and out of the kitchen as possible. And when Del Monte can-do recipes come in handy. Del Monte steps up to the plate with simple, nutritious mealtime solutions using 3 steps or less that you can prepare in 20 minutes or less, and they're free. Sound good? Simple mealtime solutions that will have you saying, hey, I can do that.
Look for Del Monte vegetables at your local Harvest Foods. Harvest Foods, an Arkansas company serving Arkansas.
Bottom 3, 1-0 score. The RoughRiders ahead of the Arkansas Travelers. A lone run of the ball game coming off a homer by Jeff Smith. The 30-year-old catcher hits his 2nd of the season and knocks in his 3rd of the series. Top of the order. Bottom of the order right now. Rashad Eldridge to lead off. Josh McKinley was caught stealing at second base to end the 2nd inning, which Eldridge had a 3-1 count. Now with a fresh count, he'll take the first pitch, ball high. Eldridge hits 207, no homers, 8 runs batted in. Corner infielders laying in. Gomez even at 3rd. Elward a step behind first. Pitch 1-0. Strike called outside corner. 1-1. Drew Meyer on deck, then Jason Bourgeois. No runs, 2 hits for the Travs, 1 run, 3 hits for the RoughRiders. A curveball, swing and a miss. Eldridge with a count now of 1-2. Here in Frisco, ballpark built last year, part of a grand plan to develop an area that used to be nothing but grass. Hard shot to third off of Gomez's elbow. And in the left field, Eldridge reaching first base and a hard shot. Wait for the official scoring decision on that call. Could go either way. Gomez didn't have to move for that ball, but it was hit very hard. Rudy tried to stay in front of it. Looked like it kicked off of his left hip up towards the elbow. It was not a bad hop, just hopped right towards his gut. And it's been awarded as a base hit. So a hit for Eldridge, his third of the series. Base hit number 4 for Frisco. Woods to Meyer, and a swing and a miss on a high fastball. Meyer had the first hit for the RoughRiders, a first inning single to right field. And on deck, Jason Bourgeois also had a base hit. The stretch by Woods on the 0-1, the pitch. A curveball called strike 2. So Woods giving up the home run of the second inning to Smith. The first run he has allowed before the third inning this year. In fact, he's only allowed 2 runs now before the 5th all season long. That's 10 starts, 2 runs allowed before the 5th inning. The 0-2, a curveball back to the back screen. Nowhere near the catcher. Mathis had to reach across his body, and the ball almost hit the batter. On to second base is Eldridge on a wild pitch. And the count 1-2 on Meyer. Just the 4th wild pitch of the season for Woods. And he appears to be struggling right now. I haven't seen Jake struggle like this since his start at El Paso on May 3rd. That was Jake's roughest start of the year. He gave up 4 runs on 8 hits and 5 2/3. With no decision, Trask won the game in 10 innings, 8-6. 1-2, outside, ball 2. Woods has walked 1. He struck out 2. He allowed 4 hits. 1 double play. Runner at second now. Nobody out. His 2-2 is off the outside corner. Woods started with an 0-2 count on Meyer and misses with 3 straight. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the left-hander batter, Drew Meyer. At second base, Eldridge takes his lead. Fastball comes over from shortstop. He'll pay him some attention. The stretch, the pitch, curveball. He walked him. Jake trying for the low inside corner on the hook and ends up with his second base on ball. So out of 10 batters that Woods has faced, Frisco has 4 hits and 2 walks. That is 6 base runners against him. He's only retired 4 batters. He did get a couple outs on the bases. 1 man caught stealing. Another forced out on a double play. Infield ready for a bunt. Bourgeois, right-handed hitter, singled in the first. He doesn't square. Hits a ground ball to short. Kayako to Turner for 1 out. A relay to first. Dug out of the dirt by Elward. And that'll rack him up for 2. A 6-4-3 double play. On to third base goes Eldridge. Now 2 outs. That is a huge double play. You would expect Bourgeois to try to bump the runners up, and the RoughRiders still could have a big inning, but instead he swings away and ends up with 2 outs on 1 pitch. So Woods could wiggle out of this inning without giving up a run, but he's going to have to face Jason Botts in order to do so. He did strike Botts out in the first inning. Now with a runner at third, Woods goes to the belt. First pitch. Downstairs, ball 1. 1-0 Frisco. Our score in the bottom of the third inning. The RoughRiders scored their run on a solo homer with 2 outs in the second by Jeff Smith. Bott steps in right-handed, 5 for 13 in the series. A 3.05 hitter. The stretch, the 1-0. Called strike 1. A fastball of the low outside corner to even the count. As infield is deep all the way around. Same in the outfield. Bott has good power to left field when he bats right-handed. Basically a pull hitter. The 1-1 on the way. And he swings, taps it over the mound. Woods has it fouled off his glove, and a run scores. Eldridge scores as Bott reaches first base. It's 2-0 Frisco. Boy, a tough inning here for the Travs. as Eldridge reached on a shot right to third baseman Gomez. It bounced off of him. And now Bott hits a tapper, a high bouncer towards the mound that Woods leaped in the air for, and it kicked off his glove. Both of those balls could have been out, and up with both men reaching base. The official score calls it an infield single for Bott. It'll be his 6th of the series, and his 34th run batted into the year. 2-0 Frisco, and Meadows bats for the runner at first. Pitch downstairs, ball 1. 2 runs on 5 base hits against Jake Woods. Again, he had only allowed 1 run in the first 4 innings of any game this year. He's already given up 2 in 2 2/3 innings of work today. The left-hander's 1-0, ball low, 2-0. Meadows 0 for 1 on a double play that he grounded into to third base in the first inning. 2 outs now. Potts takes a short lead from first base. The stretch. Woods will throw to first. And Potts, who was barely off the bag to begin with, walks in safely. Woods with a ball behind his back. Jake looking in for the sign from Mathis. Got to get out of this inning. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Two infield singles in the third inning for the Frisco RoughRiders. 1 walk, 1 double play. 2-1 the count to Titus Meadows. The pitch is fouled off the end of the bat. 2-2. Wind picking up, blowing across the outfield, right to left. 364 into the power alleys here. 409 straightaway center. 335 to the line. Fence stands about 7 feet tall all the way around. The stretch in the 2-2. Swing and a grounder into the third base dugout. Foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Difference in this inning is just a couple of inches where the glove met the baseball and it bounced away, and a 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. That'll end the inning. Woods strikes out his third of the game, but Frisco strikes again with 1 run on 2 infield singles. 1 runner left. 2-0 RoughRiders. We go to the 4th on the Ticket Total Sports 1380.
Pig and Chick has always given you and your family the best choices and great food. Many of you are now watching those carbs, and although the Pig and Chick menu has always offered great low-carb items, there's now a special low-carb menu featuring items with the same great taste Pig and Chick is famous for. Of course, you'll still find those great Pig and Chick ribs, barbecue sandwiches, catfish, gourmet sandwiches, chicken, steaks, and more. Bring the whole family for a relaxing dinner. In a hurry, get it to go. Pig and Chick, 7824 Highway 107 in Sherwood. Open 10:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Looking for the perfect snack to go along with the game? Pick up America's #1 food craving and hit a home run with your family. With more than 300 varieties of cheese made right here in America, there are endless ways to cave to the crave. Stop by your local grocer for ideas on how to create mouth-watering appetizers that the entire family's going to love. Cheese is the perfect snack to accompany any game, and you'll be a winner with your family. The power of cheese.
Stone Lakes Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Stone Lake features a unique lake-style course and some of the most reasonable green fees around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Lake has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelakes.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Lake.
2-0 Frisco after 3 innings of play here at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Top of the 4th. Trapped shortstop Alberto Callas will lead off against Cameron Lowe. Cayaspo fly to right in the first inning, and Lowe delivers outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Cayaspo, Murphy, and Gorno each went down in the first inning. Lowe has faced the minimum through 3. Has 2 double plays turned behind him, 2 hits allowed, and a foul ball slashed off the end of the bat. 0-2 on Alberto. Just 10 strikeouts on the year for Cayaspo on the ball game 2 for Lowe. Let's go to those breaking pitches. The 0-2 pitch is tapped towards third. Slowly, Gonzalez makes the play on the second bounce. Loads up and guns down Cayaspo. 1 away in the 4th. It was the 4th inning when Lowe gave up 3 runs to the Travs last week in Little Rock. 10 days ago, he lost to Arkansas 3-0. Allowing 10 hits and 3 runs. All those runs came in the 4th. Nick Gorno singled. Dallas McPherson tripled him in. He later scored on a triple by Rudy Gomez. Tommy Murphy shows bunt, takes ball outside. 1-0. Tommy 0 for 1 and a ground out in the first. Over the series, Murphy 3 for 13. Gonzalez even at third. The middle infielder's deep, low, winds as 1-0 pitch is fouled off. 1-1. Ballboy comes over to get that baseball. Murphy waits for him to get back in the dugout, and Tommy steps in. To wind up the pitch. Ground ball to first. Backhand play by Fox off the line. Take it to the bag himself for an unassisted putout. 2 gone in the 4th inning. And up next is Nick Gorno. Lowe pitching very well right now. Travs have yet to have a man reach second base. And Lowe starting to find a rhythm. Getting ahead of batters early in the count now. And here's Gorno, who struck out looking in the first inning. 2 outs, 2-0 Frisco, top 4. Nobody on base for Gorno, and he'll take a strike. Nick hitting just over 300 in his last 13 games. 6 RBIs. He'll send a liner up the middle and a base hit. Third of the game for the Arkansas Travelers. A 2-out single by Nick Gorno. That gives McPherson a chance to hit in the 4th inning with 2 outs. They're no longer playing the Dallas theme songs for Dallas. First 3 games, they played that old theme song from the 1980s nighttime soap opera. McPherson will swing and miss at the curveball for strike 1. Dallas McPherson was born in 1980, right around the time when everyone was trying to answer the question, who shot JR? I wonder if Dallas even knows what that hullabaloo is about. Toss on the first base, check on Gorno. He's back in safe. And we were talking about it in the press box earlier today. Who actually did kill JR? Probably the number 1 question over television history. The 0-1, down and outside, 1-1. Biggest question is for sure. 1980. March 21st, 1980 is when the question was answered. Hopefully we'll answer the question for you as well. The 1-1 pulled foul, 1-2. These days when all the questions are who's going to win American Idol, who's going to win the Swan, who will Jesse Palmer ask to marry him on The Bachelor. It's nice to know that there was a day when actually watch shows with real plot. The stretch and a throw to first, Gorno back in. 2-0 Frisco, top 4, 2 outs. The stretch and the ball grounded foul. 1-2. Or is it Sue Ellen? Did she shoot JR? It was his low-light mistress, apparently, who did it. So says this website. One and two, Rowe versus McPherson. Dallas struck out in the second. He can aim for the outside corner. Look for the backdoor breaking ball. It's a fastball and behind the catcher. The second base is Gorneau on the wild pitch. So the Travs get their first man to second base on Lowe's first wild pitch of the ball game, and his third of the year. They call it a pass ball, not a wild pitch. Stretch on the 2-2. McPherson leans back. He swings, ropes a base hit to right field. Gorneau around third base. He'll score. The ball heads to the fence. On to second base, McPherson. An RBI double, and the Travs cut the deficit in half. Nice piece of hitting by McPherson. Took a pitch down towards the knees and roped it over Botts at first base. But Dallas knocks in his 36th of the season. His RBI total tied for second in the league with Tommy Whiteman of Round Rock and Wichita's D. Brown. Round Rock first baseman Todd Self leads the league with 40 runs knocked in. Tying run at second base for Jeff Mathis. Mathis singled in the first, and he swings and hits a high fly, shallow left center. Boyd chasing, and the ball down, base hit. McPherson running with the pitch, scores the tying run, and it's 2-2. Mathis did not hit that ball very well, just dunked it in front of Boyd in center. Patrick got a late break on the ball, and Eldridge from left field couldn't get there in time either. So the Travs rally with 2 outs and tie the ball game. RBI number 27 on the year for Jeff Mathis. He's now one behind Nick Gorneau for the number 2 slot on the team. And here's Rudy Gomez. Gomez bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the second inning. Mathis at first. He swings. Hard grounded to short. Meyer flips to Bourgeois, and that forces Mathis out at second base, and it will end the inning. But the Travs rally back to tie the game with 2 runs on 3 base hits. 1 man's left. 2-2 tie here at Frisco. Bottom of the 4th on the way on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Meet Bob, the carpenter. He's smart, he's a pro, and he wants the best for his family. What does he do? Join the union. Bob knows that a union carpenter maximizes his earning power, gets family insurance, and a pension plan he can count on. Plus, a union carpenter has access to union training, learning new skills and advancing his career. Carpenters, pile drivers, floor layers, and millwrights. Join now and start enjoying the benefits. Call the Arkansas Regional Council of Carpenters at 501-568-2500 for more information.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 like the other. Coke. Yeah, you're on. Tell Tony Stewart he jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop trapped in my car. Walter. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
It's baseball season again. Listen to the sounds of Arkansas Travelers baseball.
Stop on the grab of the shortstop. Beck gets it. He goes to second for 1 out. Duncan to first. Rack him up. A double play. Deep drive. Right field. Way back. You gotta get out of here. And that is a game-winning homer. The Travelers win the game.
Sound like fun? Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Travs.com.
Travs baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Brought to you by Pick and Chick, the Great American Barbecue House located in Sherwood on Highway 107. Pick and Chick features all your favorite barbecue plates plus the fixings and a great family atmosphere. Check them out online at pickandchick.com. You can look at the brand new low-carb menu. or just call 501-834-6150. And don't forget to ask about the Pig and Chick option at the Trav's barbecue menu at the Southwest Airlines picnic terrace. Available only with picnic. And you can also learn more about the Trav's Southwest Airlines picnic terrace online at Travs.com or by coming out to the ballpark and checking it out yourself. Bottom four, Edgar Gonzalez leading off for Frisco. Right-handed batter sends a high fly, center field. Murphy back, he has room and makes the catch. One pitch, one out. Wood sets down the leadoff batter and now faces Patrick Boyd. We'll run down some out-of-town scores in the Texas League and the majors. The Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. They're late in Wichita. Strong rainstorm coming through Lawrence Dumont Stadium area, downtown Wichita. Now on the top of the first, they are scoreless. And hopefully they're in the clear to finish out that ball game. It's the final game the Drillies and Wranglers play in the first half of the season. To the plate, Patrick Boyd swings and misses, strike one. Round Rock Express and San Antonio Missions playing to a 3-3 tie in the fifth. Round Rock scored a run in the first, second, and third. Missions tied it with a 3-run fourth. Woods throws the 0-1, swinging a grounder up the middle, and a base hit for Patrick Boyd. His third hit of the series. Base hit number 6 off of Woods. It brings up Smith. El Paso leading Midland 4-2. That game in the top of the seventh. Of course, Round Rock looking for that 11th consecutive win, and they have owned the late innings during that winning streak. Here in Frisco, it's Arkansas and Frisco tied 2 apiece. Jeff Smith, the batter, he cracked a 2-out solo homer to right in the second inning. Toss to first, checking on Boyd, he's safe. Smith now with a hit in 20 of his last 21. Over that stretch, he's hitting .467. In this series, Smith is 4 for 11 with 3 RBIs. First pitch fastball, a strike, 0-1. Progress in the National League. Top 9, Milwaukee leads San Diego 4-3 at Miller. Cincinnati Reds ahead of Montreal 4-1. That's in the bottom of the 8th. Adam Dunn connecting on home run number 12. The stretch, the 0-1, a curveball called strike 2. Nice pitch, and Smith in the hole. The Pirates rallying back again against the Cubs, and who is it doing it again? It's Rob McCowiak, the Cub killer. Steeler McCowiak hit a game-winning grand slam in the first game of a doubleheader sweep yesterday, and a game-tying homer in the bottom of the ninth in Game 2, and the same day his first son was born. That is a great story. Smith takes low, ball 1. McCowiak with 11 home runs. Who heard of Rob McCowiak? Randall Simon 3 for 4. Jack Wilson 2 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. Pittsburgh 3 ahead of the Cubs 8-5. 1-2 the count. The pitch is inside. A hard fastball backs Smith off. Mathis with a toss to first, checking on Boyd. He got there safely. Late tonight in the National League, Dodgers and the Diamondbacks at Dodger Stadium. Los Angeles has fallen out of first place by 2 games, and now rests just 2 games over 500. It's 24-22. Having the same sort of collapse the Travs had experienced recently. The stretch on the 2-2 count. Woods delivers. Smith swings. A slow grounder towards short. Charging Caiapo on the run. Throw to first. Then he gets the out on Smith. The second goes Boyd. And there's 2 away for Josh McKinley. Good play on a very nice pitch by Woods. He came right in Smith's kitchen, busting him on the bat handle. Caiapo was positioned to turn 2, but he had a long charge to get to that ball. A good thing that Smith is a catcher because he runs like one. 2 outs, bottom 4, game tied at 2 as dusk settles in. Boyd at second for Josh McKinley, who took a walk in the second inning. Right-handed batter, swinging a tip, strike 1. Top 8 at Detroit. The Orioles ahead of the Tigers by the score of 7-3. Oakland 6, Cleveland 5 on the bottom of the 7th. at Jacobs Field. The rest of the scores are final. We'll get to those in a second. 0-1 on McKinley. He's 1 for 5 in the series. Woods with a called strike, low inside corner. 0-2. One new final score comes out of Tampa Bay, where the Yankees win again, 5-3 over the Devil Rays. New York winning their 6th consecutive ball game. The stretch by Woods, the count 0-2. The pitch is a high fastball, 1-2. Kevin Brown earned his 6th win of the season. Mo Rivera saves his 18th. Ruben Sierra, Enrique Wilson, and Bernie Williams each hit homers. Williams was 3 for 4 to lead the Yankees attack. Stretch by Woods on a 1-2 count. Runner at second, and the pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. And center fielder Murphy can't find the ball, and it drops in. That'll score point for the go-ahead run. Murphy stood dumbfounded in center field as Cayaspo and Espedo converged from shortstop and left. But without direction from the center fielder, nobody could get to the ball, and the RoughRiders get back ahead 3-2. Murphy just had his hands out, not able to see that ball in the air. And since that ball wasn't hit very hard, it was just one of those little pop-ups that got down to the earth fairly quickly. No one could get there in time. Rashad Eldridge will take outside for a ball. Left fielder reached on an infield single in the 3rd inning. So the RoughRiders have now scored 1 run in each of the last 3 innings. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They have scored 3 runs on 7 hits against Jake Woods. The stretch and the 1-0. Outside, ball 2. In the 3rd inning, Woods had 2 infield singles hit off of him to score 1 run. And now McKinley loops a shallow fly ball that gets in for an RBI hit. Even in Jake's last start, he gave up a go-ahead run on a bad hop single. A lot of times the batters aren't earning the hits that they get off of him as they pitch down and away. He's behind at the count 3-0. Right now, the RoughRiders catching a break. In fact, they've caught a couple of breaks. 3-0 on Eldridge. Woods does not want to get back to the top of the order. Rather have Meyer leading off. And he gets a strike on the 3-0. 3-1. McKinley leads away from first behind Mike Elworth. Stretch at the belt. Woods kicks and throws a 3-1 pitch. It's fouled back. Came with a high fastball. Eldridge fouls it into the screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Eldridge. 3-2. Frisco leads in the 4th. Woods leans in, ball behind the back. It's the sign he's ready. And the payoff. Runner goes, swinging a fly ball, right field, slicing foul. Chasing it is now the second baseman Turner as the wind blew it back into the field of play. Turner makes the catch, and that will end the 4th inning. Frisco back ahead with 1 run on 2 hits. The RoughRiders ahead of the Travs by the score of 3-2 as we move to the 5th inning.
Top Shoes has the largest selection and the lowest prices on shoes and boots for the entire family. Choose from a large selection. Rocky, Red Wing, Justin, Wolverine, Chippewa, and Carolina. Hunting boots, hiking boots, work boots, steel toes, metatarsal guards, linesman, electrical hazard, ESD, and uniform boots. Boots with Sensolate, Gore-Tex, and Cross-Tech blood and chemical-resistant boots. At Top Shoes, we have your boots. Join our Top Shoes Tip-Top Shoppers Club and receive free shoes.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what to do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a deer. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central, Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
4 innings completed out here at Frisco's Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark. The RoughRiders leading 3-2. Don't forget to join us at Raywinder Field Saturday, June the 5th for Replica Jersey Night, brought to you by the Midwest Dairy Association and the power of cheese. First 1,000 paid kids 14 years of age and under receive a free Travs Road jersey. Different this year. Jason Espedo leading off the fifth with a fly ball to shallow left center. Coming in from center field, Patrick Boyd was positioned very well for that ball, and he makes the catch. One pitch, one out of the top of the fifth inning, and Espedo is 1 for 2. As the replica jerseys this year are not the white jerseys that we've been giving out the last few seasons. They are the gray road jerseys. And that means they're the new gray road jerseys that say Little Rock across the chest. Number 3 on the back, formerly worn by Alfredo Amezaga. Fredo still in the majors with the Angels. Angels earlier today announced the signing of Raul Mondesi as Mike Elwood fouls the pitch off, strike 1. That meant that one infielder was going to lose their job with Sean Figgins taking over full-time at third base. Alfredo Amezaga, one of those players that might have lost the job, but instead it's Adam Riggs, who's designated for assignment to go back to AAA. Pitch in the dirt to Elwood. Count moves to 1-1. So Amezaga now backing up at the 3 infield positions instead of first. And Figgins will be the everyday third baseman, probably for the remainder of the year. Elwood takes low and in, ball 2. Mondesi will start tomorrow against the White Sox at U.S. Cellular Field. And check out the arms in the outfield for the Anaheim Angels. It's got to be the best throwing outfield in baseball history. Pitch outside to Elwood, and who's the 3-1. In right field, there's Brad Guerrero. In left field, there's Jose Guillen. And Guillen would start in right field for every other team in baseball with the exception of the Angels. 3-1, Elwood walks on a pitch downstairs. First base on balls issued by Cameron Lowe. And now Mondesi playing in center field. Mondesi has been a right fielder for the majority of his. So maybe he can play the outfield. After the 1-out walk. I cannot think of any combination of arms in baseball history in the outfield to match the firepower of Raul Mondesi, Vladimir Guerrero, and Jose Guillen. No one's even close. That is an incredible outfield that they've built out there. And Mondesi joining along with many of his countrymen. In fact, an entirely Dominican outfield with Guillen, Guerrero, and Mondesi. You also add in the 2 starting pitchers in the rotation, Kelvin Escobar and Bartolo Colon. And all 5 of those players will be donating hefty sums of money to the Dominican Republic to help out with the flood disaster victims. Meeting on the mound over, Turner at the plate. He'll take outside for a ball. Well, maybe Mondesi won't be donating any money. He had some of his bank accounts frozen in the Dominican Republic by that country's government. A 1-0 pitch, low and away, 2-0. Plus the fact that Mondesi isn't getting paid nearly the amount that the other outfielders are. I don't remember what the amounts are, but I know Guerrero's making at least $10 million. Mondesi signed for the pittance of $1.75 million for the rest of the year. Inside to Turner, 3-0. One man already on base. 1 out. Elwood at first after the walk. Lowe is missed with his last 7 pitches. We're going to see Turner take one here. The stretch, the pitch. And that's a strike at the letters. Waiting on deck, Alberto Callaspo. Frisco 3, Arkansas 2 in the top of the 5th. Dusk settling in with the wind still blowing hard to left field. Got to think that wind is going to have an effect on the game somehow. The stretch in the 3-1, swinging a grounder, foul past first. Very close to first base, but Jason Bott dove for the ball, ended up in foul territory, and the ball got by him. And a good ball by the first base umpire, Joe Stegner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count is full on Justin Turner. Now see if Travs manager Ty Boykin gets aggressive and sends Elwood. I guarantee if Elwood runs and Turner strikes out, it'll be an inning-ending double play. The stretch, the runner goes. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul out of play, left side. So with Adam Riggs going back down to AAA, there's also the thought that maybe, just maybe, the Arkansas Travelers would receive Casey Smith sometime in the near future. Another 3-2, Elwood goes, and Turner stays alive. Fouls off a fastball. Pretty much, Adam Riggs will be set as an everyday player at AAA. Casey Smith has been playing every day as well. 3-2, runner stays. And Turner flies high, shallow center. Patrick Boyd drifting in, settles underneath the ball, and one-hands it for out number 2. Back to the top of the Arkansas order, and Alberto Callaspo. Two RoughRiders. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Travs. Frisco at 3 runs and 7 hits with no errors. Callaspo has fly to right, grounded to third. He's 0 for 2. Batting left-handed. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. A big curveball from Cameron Lowe. Infield position for Callaspo to pull towards the second baseman, Bourgeois, is 1 step to right field. Short lead by Elwood at first. Lowe stretches. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, grounded to first, played by Box in front of the bag. Easy step right at first. And the Travs are finished in the 5th. No runs, no hits, 1 man stranded. Halfway through tonight's action at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Frisco leading Arkansas 3-2.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, peas and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Solid lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let's go
Other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Bottom 5 about to start here at Frisco's Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark in North Texas. RoughRiders 3, Travelers 2. Travs It tied the game with a 2 spot at the top of the fourth. Frisco came back and has now scored a run in each of the last 3 innings. Top of the order, Drew Meyer will take a strike from Jake Woods. This is Phil Elton with you on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Noticing that there are a few Trav fans out here at Dr. Pepper 7-Up today. Woods winds the 0-1, bunted, foul by Meyer, strike 2. With my binoculars, I did spy a couple with their young son wearing Trav hats and a Trav t-shirt, and also a former Trav employee who lives in North Texas now. David Kay is out at the ballpark watching Arkansas team. Curveball in the 0-2 downstairs. David is a native Arkansan. If I remember correctly, he comes from Conway. David used to work at the ballpark as the head usher for a few years. The 1-2 popped out of play. Still 1-2. Meyer is singled and walked. He's 2 for 14 on the series. And now David Kay, who was a very intelligent young man who went out to graduated from Hendrix. He's now working for the Department of Homeland Security. The 1-2 is outside, so David got his start in security at Ray Winder Field, protecting the good baseball fans of Central Arkansas. Now, he's doing it the real thing. Homeland Security. 2-2 pitch from Warren. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Meyer on a slider. Strikeout number 4 for Jake Woods. And Meyer out for the first time today. Jason Bourgeois will come up next. Bourgeois is 1 for 2, a first inning single, and he bounced into a double play in the third. Takes the first pitch strike. 2 for 13 in the series. Box on deck. Infield ready for a bunt at the corners as the 0-1 hits the dirt for ball 1. Almost everyone now sitting in their seats. This is a very large crowd. Second night in a row, probably announced over 10,000. The 1-1 pitch is outside. And a very comfortable evening. A little windy tonight, with no threat of rain. A little sticky, getting up towards the high 80s. Woods winds with the 2-1 pitch. And it's popped up, a changeup. Out of play, behind the plate. Strike 2. Steps in, joining Nick Gourneau as the only players with French names. Then, of course, there's Eric Sear. But he's from Montreal. Swinging a ground ball towards third. It's through for a base hit. Right at the hole at shortstop, Bourgeois, who entered the game 1 for 11 in the series, is 2 for 3 today. Jason Potts is coming up next. Is 1 for 2 with a go-ahead RBI in the third inning on a tapper that hit off of Woods' glove at the pitcher's mound. Also struck out of the first. They're going to pitch in inside. Woods with a fastball high, ball 1. RoughRiders leading the Traps 3-2. Fox steps back in, 2 for 4 yesterday, and 6 for 14 over the series. Woods has had 2 double plays turned behind him today. The infield looking for their third. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, hot shot to second, gloved by Turner, flips to shortstop, barehanded by Cayasco for the out. His throw to first is late. What a job by Cayasco. He felt the pressure to turn that double play, and he risked dropping the ball as he caught the flip by Turner barehanded. And still couldn't get the out at first. That ball was smoked right towards Turner. Bounced off of his glove right in front of him. He was able to get that out at second, thankfully. For 6. At second base, erases Bourgeois, and Botts on the fielder's choice. Now it's first. Number 4 hitter Titus Meadows is 0 for 2, and he hits the 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Woods goes to first base, and walking back safely is Botts. The stretch by Woods, and the pitch. That's a downstairs fastball, 1-0. Meadows hit into a double play, ending the first. He ended the third by striking out swinging. RoughRiders have scored a run in each of the last 3 innings, and Woods trying to pitch a scoreless 5th. The pitch fouled off, 1-1. Action in the Frisco bullpen. They have 2 pitchers warming up. Right-hander Travis Hughes getting set next to the lefty, Ray Beasley. Travis' bullpen is quiet. The stretch on a 1-1 count. Woods checks first and to the plate with a high breaking ball. 2-1 on Meadows on an 8-game hitting streak. And he didn't stretch to 8 games until the last at-bat yesterday. The stretch and a throw to first. Back in is Botts. The count. Runner goes. The pitch is a called strike. Throw to second is into center field. Botts gets up. He's trying for third. Murphy up with the ball. He throws a grounder to third base, and Gomez stays in front of him. As Botts steals second, takes third on a throwing error by Jeff Mathis. The count is 2-2 on Meadows. Mathis rushed his throw to second because he had a changeup to work with. Botts got a good break. And the throw is on the first base side of the bag. Steal number 5 on the year for Botts. And he still hasn't been caught yet. This guy who's huge, a mammoth man. He runs well and apparently knows how to run the base as well. 45th career steal for Botts in 5 seasons. Not bad for a slugger. The pitch is low, ball 3. Count runs full on Meadows. 3-2. Jake Woods has issued 2 walks. Last one came in the 3rd inning. Timeout called as there's confusion with the scoreboard and in the count incorrect. Tim Ireland came down to make sure that the count on the scoreboard was correct, and it was not. And the scoreboard now shifts to their correct count, 3-2. Woods peers in for the sign. Infield deep, outfield deep for Meadows with good power to left and right. And the payoff pitch is low, and he walks his 3rd of the game. So this is officially one of the rockiest starts for Woods this year. As a matter of fact, if he has another run scored on him, it'll match his high run amount of the year. And he's going to be visited right now by Kernan Ronan, and the Travs will get the bullpen into action. Woods has already allowed 8 base hits, more hits than he allowed in his last 2 starts. He's walked 3, more than his last 2 starts combined. Given up 3 runs. That's more runs than he had allowed in his last 3 starts combined. Woods had gone 23 innings, allowing only 2 runs. And here at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark against the RoughRiders, who have the lowest team batting average in the Texas League, Woods has given up 3 runs on 8 hits. Now, granted, a couple of those base hits, in fact, 3 of them, were not very well hit. They found the right spot. Ronan leaves Woods on the pitcher's mound to face the number 5 hitter, Edgar Gonzalez. Gonzalez lined to left in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 4th. He's 0 for his last 13. 3-2 lead for Frisco, bottom 5. Woods battling through this 5th inning. Gonzalez is tall in the batter's box, slightly open stance, and he fouls off the first pitch over the Travs bullpen. 0-1 the count on Gonzalez. In this series, 0 for 7, and again 0 for his last 13. One count. Woods into the stretch. The pitch. Swinging him in. A high fastball and Gonzalez chasing it. 0-2. The stretch by Woods. Checks first to the plate. Curveball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonzalez entered the game hitting .313. This last week, Gonzalez had an average in the .320s. Ground ball to third. Gomez plays it, throw to second base, and that'll force out Meadows for the final out of the 5th. Woods pitches around, a single, a walk, and a stolen base to leave 2 men on the bases. 3-2, Frisco leads. We go to the 6th on the ticket. Total Sports, 1380.
Power up. Plug in. And get ready for that club with that sweet win you lose.
Power up at the Electric Cowboy, I-30, the Chico Road exit, where there's always something going on. Electric Cowboy open Wednesday through Sunday. Doors open at 7:30 each night. And just listen to all that's going on. Wednesday night, ladies' night. Ladies in the door by 10 p.m. get $5 cash. Plus, free dance lessons at 8 p.m. And enjoy $1.50 long nights till midnight. Then, Thursday night is $1 long nights and $2 pitches. Plus, live music every Thursday night. Yeah, there's always something going on the Electric Cowboy, I-30 of the Chico Road exit.
Power up at the Electric Cowboy, I-30 of the Chico Road exit. Doors open 7:30 Wednesday through Sunday at the Electric Cowboy.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've had a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
New pitcher on for the Frisco RoughRiders. As we go into the 6th inning, RoughRiders 3, Travelers 2. Here on the ticket, Total Sports 1380. Travis Hughes comes on in relief of Cameron Lowe. Lowe working the first 5 innings today, allowing 5 hits and 2 runs, both earned. Walked 1 man, and Lowe finishes the game with a couple of strikeouts. He will be in line for his 2nd win of the year, unless the Travs are able to tie the ball game at some point. Leading off is center fielder Tommy Murphy against Hughes. Hughes, a hard-throwing right-hander, makes appearance number 19, 3-2 record, .470 earned run average. Murphy is grounded out twice. Standing left-handed, he sends a fly ball foul behind the plate for a strike. 0-1. Hughes winds, a high leg kick, and a strike at the knees of Murphy, 0-2. On deck, Nick Corneau, then Dallas McPherson. The 0-2. Murphy swings, high bouncing ball, right side of the mound. Nice play off the mound, Hughes. And he flips the first for the out. The ball would have gotten by the pitcher. Murphy would have reached without much of a problem. But Hughes fields his position and retires the first batter that he faces. Murphy back into the dugout, 0 for 3. Bring up Nick Gorneau. Gorneau keyed the Travs' two-run rally in the fourth that started with a single to center. Moved to second on Smith's pass ball and scored on a double by McPherson. Hughes throws a slider downstairs, ball 1. The wind up, the pitch. Fouls back, 1-1. Hard fastball by Hughes. One on Nick. The wind up and the 1-1 fouled away. 1 and 2. I think we found our answer of who shot JR. First, we're going to have to wait until Dallas McPherson comes back to the plate. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. One and 2. High leg kick and a slider in the dirt. 2 and 2 on Gorneau. Hughes comes with that fastball in the low 90s. Sometimes struggles with his control. Hughes has walked 16 batters in 30 and 2/3 innings against 29 strikeouts and 35 walks. 2 and 2 to Nick Gorneau. Leaning back in the box, Gorneau swings and misses. Strike 3. That slider, too much to handle. And there's 2 gone in the 6th. Here comes McPherson. I've been told it's Christian Shepard who shot JR. I'm not really that old enough to remember watching a lot of Dallas. McPherson takes a ball down and in. He's 1 for 2 with a double to knock in the Travs' first run in the 4th. Later came around to score on a single by Mathis. The wind up, the 1-0, downstairs, ball 2. The wind up by Hughes is 2-0. And there's a strike at the knees of McPherson. Dallas now with a double in the 4th inning. He's recorded 6 extra base hits in his last 10 games. 4 home runs, a triple, 1 double, a big swing and a miss on a slow curveball. Moves the count to 2 and 2. Wind up in the 2-2 pitch, just inside, very close. McPherson took one. It could have been called either way. Hughes entering the game here in the 6th inning, and he tries to set down Arkansas in order. The payoff is low, and McPherson takes the walk. Another thing Dallas is doing is reaching base a lot on walks. That's the 9th walk in the last 10 games. And next up is Jeff Mathis. Mathis 2 for 2 today with a 2nd inning single. Single in the 4th tied the game, bringing McPherson around. On the series, Mathis 4 for 15. 3 runs batted in. And here's the first pitch to him. He'll swing and miss. Hard fastball right by him. Frisco, top 6. Mathis takes outside for a ball, 1-1. in his fourth year at Double-A. Still trying to find an identity as a pitcher. The 1-1, swinging him in. Hard fastball, right to Lee Hughes as a closer, as a starting pitcher, and now as a mid-inning reliever. And his stuff is very good. He throws hard, nice breaking stuff, but can't seem to put it all together in one season. 1-2 on Mathis, the stretch and a throw to first. And McPherson is back in safely. Been ending a slump with his 2 hits today. And we've seen that when he ends a slump, he does it in a big way with a lot of hits. Throw to first again to check on McPherson. He's safe. He gets him standing up, not taking all that large of a lead. Hughes from the third base side of the rubber. The stretch. The 1-2, high. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mathis as he battles here in the 6th inning. Center fielder Boyd shading towards right. The outfield is deep. First baseman Fox pulls McPherson on. That opens up a gap on the right side of the infield. Shortstop Myers deep, 1 step to left. The 2-2, McPherson runs, ball 3, throw to second, bounces, and McPherson is out at second base. Good tag by Meyer. He drops it right on McPherson's foot. And the inning is over. Mathis left of the plate. Crabs go scoreless, leaving nobody on base. And Frisco leads 3-2. Bottom of the 6th coming up on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Hit a home run with your family tonight. Whether you're planning a meal before the game or snacks for the game, remember to include milk, cheese, and yogurt in the game plan. 3 servings a day of dairy is the right amount to help keep your body healthy. It's easy. Just look for the 3-a-day logo on your favorite calcium-rich dairy foods at your local retailer. For more information, including recipes and coupons, visit www.3aday.org. Have you had your 3-a-day today? The power of cheese.
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on lettuce and tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name, the Little Cheese. Try one today at participating Sonic. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs.
My company is currently going through a transition, and I'm part of that transition. I needed new technology, new ideas for a changing market.
Norman Poteet earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Electronics Engineering Technology in 2002 and a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Automated Manufacturing Technology in 2003 from the ITT Tech in Indianapolis, Indiana.
My education at ITT Tech was the right decision for me.
To find out more about ITT Technical Institute, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web at itt-tech.edu. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future.
Baseball continues here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380, and the Crabs bring in their first reliever of the evening as Jake Woods is lifted after 5 innings of work. Cam Esslinger comes on in relief. Esslinger replaces Woods, stands to be the losing pitcher unless the Crabs tie this baby up. It's a 3-2 Frisco lead. Woods works the first 5 innings, giving up 8 hits and 3 runs. 3 runs are all earned. Jake walked 3 men. He struck out 4. No wild pitches and only his second home run allowed of the year. Patrick Boyd leads off against Esslinger. We saw Cam, first game of this series with a scoreless inning. He's thrown his last 5 innings in a row without giving up a run. First pitch fastball to Boyd for a strike. Line on Esslinger for the year. This is appearance number 14. No wins, 1 loss, and a 284 earned run average. Right-hander from Jersey with the 0-1, and Boyd takes it low. Boyd is 1 for 2. Woods called him out on strikes in the second inning. Boyd singled with one out in the fourth and scored what right now is the go-ahead run. Batting left-handed, infield as the corner's up, and a hot shot to first off of the glove of Elwood. He recovers in foul territory, picks the ball up, steps on the bag, and there's one away. Bring up Jeff Smith, and we'll take a look at this date in baseball history. Brought to you by Webster University, where education is more than just a degree, it's real-world knowledge for real-world success. You can get information on Webster's graduate-level degrees in Little Rock online at webster.edu or call them up at 800-828-2598 for Webster University. Just 3 years ago, 2001, an incredible 18-inning game. The Diamondbacks defeated San Francisco 1-0. Strike on the outside corner to Jeff Smith. Get a solo homer in the second. Rounded out in the fourth. Scoreless 18 innings. Rubio Barrazo knocked in the winning run just 1 inning after he threw a runner out at home. The game lasted 5 hours and 53 minutes, almost 6 hours of baseball. Smith, the bouncer towards second, Turner up with it, and the assist at first goes 4-3. 2 gone in the 6th. Also, it was 2 years ago that Ken Caminiti came out in Sports Illustrated, estimating that about 50% of Major League players use some form of steroids. Of course, Caminiti has since revised his statement down to about 20-25%. Of course, that started off a whole firestorm of the steroid scandal. Of course, we know what that is these days. You don't hear much talk about it, though. Right now, it seems to be focused more on Marion Jones. McKinley takes a strike. He walked in the second. Knocked in the go-ahead run of the fourth with a fluke single to center. Tommy Murphy could not find the ball. 0-1, the stretch, and Esslinger's pitch is downstairs, ball 1. Also on this date in baseball history, in 1971, the Mets sent Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver to the mound in a doubleheader as they tie a major league record with 26 strikeouts in a double dip. Pitch downstairs, 2-1 on McKinley. Seaver in the opening game struck out 10 batters as the Mets beat the Padres 5-1. In the second game, Nolan Ryan struck out 16 batters in a 2-1 win over San Diego. Back to McKinley, 2-2. And while the Mets struck out 16 times, all told, that was 41 strikeouts in the doubleheader, which is a major league record for strikeouts in a double dip. The 2-2 hit high to center. And a corn as Murphy waits, reaches up, and has it. And that's the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for a Trav pitcher. Good job by Esslinger. He sends us into the 7th. The Frisco RoughRiders 3, the Arkansas Travelers 2.
Are you tired of your cable company raising your rates? Well, now you have a choice. Stop feeding the cable TV pig and start saving with Dish Network. More channels, better picture quality for less money than cable. Call now and get a 3-room satellite TV system, installation, and your choice of a digital video recorder or a high-definition receiver for free. Plus, subscribe today to America's Top 60 package and get digital quality television. And all your local channels were available for just $29.99 per month. Why wait for your cable company's rate to go up again? Act now. This offer ends June 30th. All prices, packages, and programming are subject to change without notice. Hardware and programming sold separately. Restrictions, credit approval, minimum programming, and monthly fees apply.
Call My Dish now at 1-800-961-5935 to get up to 4 rooms installed with Dish Network for free. That's 1-800-961-5935. Mention this station and you'll receive a free digital camera when you sign up. Call now, 1-800-961-5935.
Some people wonder, what's the secret to Gumouth's amazing ability to clean your fuel injectors and help restore lost performance? Well, here's the secret. And we do that by with an additional... That's right. Now you know. Gumouth. good, clean driving. Pick up a bottle of Gum Out Fuel Injector Cleaner now at Advance Auto Parts.
Back at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark, 6 innings in the book. Frisco RoughRiders 3, Arkansas Travelers 2 here are the totals. Travs 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. And the RoughRiders have scored 3 runs on 8 base hits and no errors. Purple Fuzzball Reggie finishing his magic act on the field. Got a young helper out there to entertain the crowd. Announced attendance coming in. Another attendance over 10,000 out here in Frisco. 10,407 paying their way to watch AA baseball at a beautiful facility. Leading off for the Travs in the 7th inning, catcher Jeff Mathis. He's 2 for 2. Jeff was standing at the plate when Dallas McPherson was caught stealing to end the 6th. First pitch curve in for a strike, 0-1. Well, the Travs to an even record of 24-24, their worst record of the year, right now in danger of dropping a game under. Mathis swings and misses, 0-2. Back on May the 6th, the Travs were 17-9. They just finished a victory over the Midland Rockhounds for their 4th consecutive win. 0-2 to Mathis outside from Hughes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Travis Hughes retiring 2 of the 3 batters he faced in the 6th after Cameron Lowe went the first 5 innings. Lined up by Hughes, the pitch. A fastball high and outside, 2-2. Well, after May the 6th, the Travs were 17-9 in first place by 2.5 games over Wichita. Offense was clicking. The pitching was tremendous. They hit 22 homers, giving up only 18. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 high. Full count. 22 games since then, however, the Travs have gone 7-15, losing 4 games in the standings, currently sitting in 3rd place 2 games out. Travs have been outscored 130-85. A lot of runs. All 4 to Mathis. As Hughes loses the leadoff batter, he had started Mathis 0-2 and misses with 4 straight. Second consecutive walk issued by Hughes. That's a very encouraging sign for the Travs because Hughes has had control issues for his career. But not only has the record fallen over the last 22 games, of course, statistically, there's many reasons why Arkansas is not winning. Offense isn't clicking. The batting average is almost 70 points lower. Here's a bunt. That'll get the runner over. Gomez runs back towards the pitchers, towards home plate as the ball is fielded by Hughes between first and home. And he'll just flip to first base with Gomez playing some games with him. On to second goes Mathis. Tying run in scoring position for Jason Espedo. One of the main reasons why the Travs are not scoring as many runs is they're just not coming through with hits with men in scoring position. In April, the Travs hit .325 with a runner in scoring position. And in May, they're hitting .272. .272 isn't bad, but it certainly isn't close to what they were hitting before. It's a lot less runs than they were ready to work with. Smith heads out to the mound to talk with Hughes as the RoughRiders get a left-hander throwing in the bullpen. We've got Beasley loosening up. Beasley was throwing as Hughes was warming up a couple of innings ago. Home plate umpire Paul Chandler comes out to break up the meeting. They're just trying to get Beasley as many pitches as possible. As Espedo coming to the plate next. Two out of the next 3 hitters are left-handed. And now here comes Ireland from the dugout, and he's going to make a pitching change. The old theory of how to slow the game down and give your pitcher a chance to throw a few extra warm-ups. Hughes does not look very excited to be lifted here in the 7th inning. Leaving the game with a runner at second base. Ireland has yet to point out to the bullpen. He'll probably wait for the home plate umpire to come out and force his hand. And you know how this goes down. Keith Bodie was a master at getting the most pitches for his warm-ups as possible. And now Ireland forced to make the decision as Chandler joins on the pitcher's mound. And, of course, Ireland will bait the umpire and wait for him to say, all right, why don't you make a choice? And it isn't even Ireland that points out to the bullpen. It's the umpire. So that takes news out of the ball game. We'll give you a 60-second break. Brought to you by Fox Sports Southwest, where for the best in Major League Baseball action, you can tune in every night to Fox Sports Net on Comcast. The best big league matchup, the latest highlights and home team coverage. Fox Sports Southwest has it all on the Southwest Regional Sports Report nightly at 10 o'clock. What's this? SpongeBob SquarePants out here, so it's not just Ray Winder Field that plays it. Okay, good. That actually relieves me. I'll give you a 60-second break. It's 3-2 Frisco in the 7th. The Travs have one runner on with one out on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Remember the good old days before Fox Sports Net when you'd watch a sports report for like an hour before they even mentioned your hometown teams? And then if you blinked, you missed it? Sure, you remember. The good old days really sucked. Nightly at 10, it's the Southwest Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 34 minutes every night dedicated to the scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown team. Your team, your town, your show. The Southwest Sports Report at 10. Only on Fox Sports Net.
There's the line to pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at Travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
New pitcher is in for the RoughRiders. It's left-hander Ray Beasley, who makes his first appearance of the season. With the game on the line in the 7th inning. 3-2, Frisco leading, top 7. Travs has Jeff Mathis at second base. He took a leadoff walk, moved to second on a sac bunt by Rudy Gomez. And Beasley, a left-hander, comes on to face a left-hander, Jason Espedo. Bill Elson here with you on the ticket Total Sports 1380. The RoughRiders scoring 3 runs against Jake Woods over the first 5 innings of the ball game. Actually did that over the first 4 innings. Travs scoring twice in the top of the 4th and have gone scoreless ever since. Mathis reached base for the 3rd time to start this inning. Now it's second for Espedo. Beasley hasn't thrown a pitch this year that didn't come out of extended spring training. He's a 7th-year pro, an 8th-year pro out of Lake City, Florida, 27 years old, 5'11", and the left-hander's first pitch to Espedo, a slider for strike 1. 0-1 on Espedo. Jason a single in the 3rd, slide out to center in the 5th, 1 for 2 this evening. And on the series, he's 3 for 11. 0-1, the pitch, a slider outside, 1-1. Last year, Beasley made 46 appearances, 43 of them at AAA Oklahoma. As a middle-inning reliever, he went 5-5 with a 4.59 ERA. It's his 2nd year with the Rangers. The 1-1 Espedo swings and misses on a slider, strike 2. Beasley originally a 16th round draft pick of Atlanta in 1996. Pitched with the Braves up to AAA in Richmond, Virginia. He spent parts of 4 seasons in Richmond and left after the 2002 campaign. The 1-2 Espedo swings, a high fly to center. Can of corn for Patrick Boyd. Sprinting in, he makes the catch. And back to second quickly goes Mathis after the 2nd out of the inning. So Espedo flies out to center. And now Beasley, who's a left-hander that throws somewhat sidearm and across his body, will face Mike Elworth. Ireland brought Beasley in because he's a lefty that apparently is tough for left-handers to hit. But now he's going to face a right-hander in Elworth, who hits lefties very well. Meeting on the mound with the catcher, Smith been out on the mound more than he's been behind the plate this inning. And Elworth will step in. Mike hit .316 against lefties. It's almost 70 points higher than he does against right-handers. He's got the tying run at second base. 3-2 Frisco, 2 outs, top 7. Beasley, the stretch. The pitch, a fastball has gone in his kitchen, and Mike fouls it back. Mike knew that was his pitch to hit. There was a fastball right down the middle. The stretch and a curveball, strike 2. Inside corner on Elwood, who was 0 for 1 today, bounced into a double play in the third. He took a walk in the 5th inning. Elwood, with 21 runs batted in on the year, looking for his 22nd, and he strikes out swinging on a high fastball. Beasley mows him down as Mathis is left at second base with Trav scoreless for the 3rd consecutive inning. Frisco 3, Arkansas 2. Time to stretch him at the giant soda bottle on the ticket. Total score 1380.
Now that the baseball season is here again, moms everywhere begin scouting for a cool, delicious recipe that won't take extra innings to make, like Del Monte's easy potato salad. Simply combine a family-sized can of Del Monte's whole meat potatoes with a 1/4 cup of diced celery and a 1/4 cup of chopped red onion. Toss it together with some creamy ranch dressing, and you've got a quick score. Del Monte steps up to the plate with simple mealtime solutions that will have you saying, hey, I can do that.
Look for Del Monte vegetables at your local Harvest Foods. Harvest Foods, an Arkansas company serving Arkansans.
He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leasy, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
For more information on graduate degrees from Webster University in Little Rock, visit them on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
7th inning stretch out at Dr. Pepper 7-up ballpark with the YMCA dance. 3-2 score, RoughRiders leading. They've had that lead ever since the 4th inning. Crabs just had a golden scoring opportunity with Mathis at second base and only 1 out. They could not bring him in. Crabs have left 3 runners on base. Only 1 of them in scoring position. Frisco, 3 runs on 8 base hits. And they have left 5 runners on the bases. Cam Esslinger is on for his 2nd inning of relief. Run down some out-of-town scores on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Leading off for Shot Eldridge. And in fact, it's Will Smith who's going to pinch hit. First pitch fastball for a strike. So Eldridge finishes the ball game 1 for 2, scoring a run. Smith, a left-handed batter, has an average of 283. 3 homers, 26 runs batted in. Esslinger with a fastball high and outside, 1-1. On deck, Drew Meyer. And then Bourgeois is the 3rd hitter of the inning. Esslinger sent down 3 in a row in the 6th. The 1-1 here is sent down the left field line, slicing out of play and into the Frisco bullpen for strike 2. One final score in the Texas League, and it was El Paso downing Midland 6-2. The Diablos, who had lost 8 of 10 going into today's action, pick up win number 16 on the year. Cancellation in Wichita, so the Tulsa Drillers and the Wichita Wranglers will not make that game up. A fly ball to center, and Murphy streaking in. He dives it past him. Backed up by Gourneau, but into second base goes Smith with a leadoff double. Murphy's been having problems finding the ball in the sky this day. first time it turned into an RBI go-ahead single for McKinley in the fourth inning. And now Smith reaches base on a double to start the seventh. Murphy couldn't find that ball in the sky and got late towards the infield. No double for Smith. It's a single and an error charged to Murphy. So that's the first error of the game, and the Travs anticipating a bunt from Drew Myers. He's choking up on the bat pretty heavily. Myers squares and takes outside. Round Rock trails San Antonio 4-3 in the seventh. Now the scoring has been changed. It's been changed back to a double. That I think was the right call. No error. A double for Smith. Corner infielders in. Myers takes outside, very close. 2-0 to count. Wichita and Tulsa again have been canceled. It's not even postponed. It has been canceled. So that means that half game that the Travs had to work with, because they had played less games than the other two teams, means that now Tulsa and Wichita play the exact amount of games. As the ball fouled off by Meyer on the bunt attempt, 2-1. Those storms must have been something vicious. Not a line of storms, just a single cell came over Wichita today. And the rest of them sitting on top of the city. In fact, it's still raining in Wichita, and that cell is right on top of the city. 2-1, the pitch outside, ball 3. Tomorrow it's supposed to be pretty windy in Wichita as the Travs and Wranglers start a series at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. 20% chance of rain. The wind is going to get up to the 20-mile-an-hour range and gusts up to 25 or 30. Tomorrow's probably going to be a wacky game. 3-1, ball 4. Esslinger allows the walk to Meyer, and he's now at first base. Esslinger has set down 3 in a row in the 6th. Now he's allowed 2 men to reach in the 7th to start off. And action in the Travs bullpen as Steve Andrade starts to get ready. Andrade joining the team today from Salt Lake City. And apparently he'll be thrust right into action. Wearing Cliff Smith's old number 33. Ronan has the meeting broken up. And now number 2 hitter Jason Bourgeois comes up next. He's 2 for 3. I wonder if Ireland's going to have him bunt. We expected Ireland to have Bourgeois bunt in the 3rd inning, with runners at first and second and nobody out, but instead Bourgeois swung and grounded into a double play. Corner infielder's up, and he squares around. Bourgeois takes ball low. We owe you some Major League scores, but we'll get to those when the chance arises. Right now, a little bit too much going on the field. 1-0 on Bourgeois. He squares around again and bunts the ball left side of the mound. Tough play for the third baseman, and Gomez picks it up, throws to first, and retires Bourgeois. The runners move up. And it brings up Jason Bott. The RoughRiders have set up their top hitter for an ideal situation. Bott already has knocked in a run today with an infield single in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. And now the infield will draw in, but here comes Ty Boykin out of the dugout. Tyrone will lift Esslinger here in the 7th inning with 2 men on base. And only 1 out. He's going to bring in Andrade from the bullpen. So this 60-second break brought to you by Fox Sports Southwest. Tune in tonight at 10 o'clock for the Southwest Regional Sports Report. Of course, every night at 10, Fox Sports Southwest brings you the best big league matchups, the latest highlights, and home team coverage. Comcast and Fox Sports Net, the #1 place for college baseball and Major League coverage. Check your local listings for Fox Sports Southwest. New pitcher is Steve Andrade, and we'll tell you about how Steve did at AAA and give you the rest of the bottom of the 7th with a 3-2 Frisco lead on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Remember the good old days before Fox Sports Net when you'd watch a sports report for like an hour before they even mentioned your hometown teams? And then if you blinked, you missed it? Sure, you remember. The good old days really suck. Lately at 10, it's the Southwest Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 34 minutes every night dedicated to the scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown team.
Wasn't ready for something else.
Your team, your town, your show. The Southwest Sports Report at 10. Only on Fox Sports Net.
It's baseball season again. Listen to the sounds of Arkansas Travelers baseball.
Fastball chopped on the ground of the shortstop. Beck gets it. He goes to second for 1 out. Duncan to first. Rack him up. A double play. He's trying. Right field. Way back. You gotta get out of here. And that, folks, is a game-winning homer. The Travelers win the game.
Sound like fun? Arkansas Travelers baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Trav.com.
Critical point of this ball game, if the Travs want to achieve the 4-game split, they're going to have to get out of the bottom of the 7th without allowing a run. It's 3-2, Frisco leading. The RoughRiders have runners at second and third base with 1 out. Steve Andrade comes out of the bullpen. His first appearance at AA in the 2004 season. Steve started the year with Salt Lake, compiling an 0-1 record. Steve's ERA was .461, 13 2/3 innings, 15 hits, 8 walks, 17 strikeouts. Andrade missed a 3-week period with a shoulder injury, but he is healthy now and throwing very well. Steve finished his Salt Lake stint with 3 1/3 scoreless innings in a row. And now he takes them out for the Arkansas Travelers, where last year Andrade was 5-1 with 7 saves, 36 ball games, and a 2.63 earned run average. The infield will have to come at least halfway up with Botts at the plate. Botts had the same situation in the 3rd inning, except it was with 2 outs when he hit a tapper back to the mound that Jake Woods had kick off his glove. The infield isn't just halfway in, they're all the way in. Just on the cusp of the infield grass, and Botts will bat left-handed, his stronger side. At second base, Meyer with a huge lead. At third base, Eldridge. Actually, that's Smith, a short lead. First pitch from Andrade, down and away for a ball. Andrade is 6 feet 1 inches tall, 220 pounds, out of Woodland, California. Steve at 26 years old. And really broke through last year. Good breaking stuff and a hard fastball. His 1-0. Swung on, hit high to left center. Back is Murphy. Warning track. Wall. Gone. Apparently, it doesn't matter who's on the mound for the Travs bullpen. Botts hits his league-leading 12th home run of the year, a 3-run shot. And the RoughRiders, who have owned the last 3 innings in each of the last 3 games, own it again. 6-2 Frisco. The RoughRiders, who scored 11 runs in the 7th and 8th innings the last 2 games, rallied for 3 here in the 7th and only 1 out. Oh, goodness. Well, Andrade brought on to sort of keep the Travs bullpen together. In a sense, to save Travs bullpen. First pitch, second pitch he threw. Big difference. Ends up on the wrong side of the fence. Titus Meadows takes a strike, 0-1. Well, the RoughRiders now lead by 4, and with the Travs offense sputtering along, things don't look very good right now. 0-1 count, Andrade to the stretch. The pitch is flied in a shallow right field. A pop-up for Turner, the second baseman. Settles underneath it and makes the catch for out number 2. Throws the book on Esslinger. He gives up 2 runs, both earned, in 1 1/3 innings. And the bullpen woes continue, no matter who the pitcher is. Maybe it's number 33. Maybe it's that uniform number. That's the number Cliff Smith was wearing when he compiled an ERA over 9.5. Well, maybe we need to get Andrade to maybe try last year's number. I think he wore 17 last year. Edgar Gonzalez at the plate has to duck underneath a fastball. It looked like a slider, actually, that got away from Andrade. 1-0 the count on Gonzalez, who's 0 for 3 today and hitless in his last 14 at-bats. The stretch, the pitch. Swung on, roped into left field, a base hit. Hustling to cut it off as Tito. He does cut it off. Trying for two Gonzalez. The throw to second, cut off. And Gonzalez breaks his hitting slump with a 2-out double here in the 7th inning. Speedo got into that corner before the baseball did. His throw to second base was a good one, but Alberto Callasco cut it off, and that cut down the chances of nailing Gonzalez. So the RoughRiders continue their rally in the 7th inning. 3 hits, 1 walk, a 3-run homer by Jason Botts, the big hit. Botts now with 4 RBIs in the game. He has knocked in 7 this series, and each of his last 4 homers have come against Trav relievers. I think Jason Botts owes the Trav bullpen a nice big Christmas goose. Patrick Boyd takes outside for ball 1. He's 1 for 3 with a 4th inning single and scored what right now is the go-ahead run. Broke a 2-2 tie, scoring on McKinley's bloop single to center. Frisco 6, Arkansas 2. The Travs in dire danger of falling a game under 500. Ball 2 outside to Boyd. 2-0 on Boyd, hitting from the left side. Andrade, 2 checks at second. The 2-0, ball low. 3-0 to count. The attitude in the Travs dugout right now is disbelief. The 3-0 from Andrade, and that's ball 4. He's faced 4 hitters, 3 have reached. Homer, double, and a walk. Jeff Smith comes up next. He hit the first homer of the game for the RoughRiders, a solo shot in the second off of Jink Wood. He's 1 for 3. Left-handed batter, runners at first and second. Pitch from Andrade, ball high and away. Turner deep at second base. Outfield deep. A stretch Andrade deals a strike on the outside corner. And it's 1-1. The count on Smith. Andrade kicks. The pitch is a slider, swing and a miss, strike 2. The best pitch Andrade has is his curveball, his slider. He needs to throw his fastballs inside and take over the inner portion of the plate. The pitch that Botts took him deep with looked like a fastball right down the middle. The 1-2 on the way, and a swing and a high fly to shallow left as Speedo is underneath it. Jason back a couple steps. They'll catch the baseball and end the 7th inning. The RoughRiders stretch the lead to 4 on a 3-run homer by Jason Botts. The RoughRiders leave 2 men on the bases. 6-2. Frisco takes the lead into the 8th on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it. my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a six-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try to like beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the rescuer in the dark.
I am the enforcer of the seas.
I am the defender of the homeland. In the United States Coast Guard and Coast Guard Reserve, you are the first line of defense against threats to our American way of life. To become one of us, call toll-free 1-877-NOW USCG or visit gocoastguard.com.
We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
RoughRiders taking a 6-2 lead into the top of the 8th inning at Dr. Pepper 7-up ballpark. Jason Buck cracking his second homer of the series, number 12 on the year. And it's a 4-run cushion for Frisco. The last 3 innings of this series have all been RoughRiders. In fact, the Trabs haven't even scored a run in the 7th, 8th, or 9th innings of the last 3 games counting today. Meanwhile, Frisco, let's see, 7, 11, 14. Last 3 games counting today, the RoughRiders outscoring the Trabs in the 7th inning on 14-0. That's all bullpen, folks. It's all bullpen. Leading off for Arkansas here in the 8th, bunted Justin Turner, thrown out by the pitcher Ray Beasley. 1 pitch, 1 out. And let's get down to some scores. In progress in the National League, it's the Diamondbacks and Dodgers scoreless in the 3rd. 1-0 Colorado leads San Francisco in the bottom of the 2nd. All other scores are finals, including the Pittsburgh Pirates winning their 3rd game in a row over Chicago, 10-7. Rob McCowiak continues with a 2-for-4 game, a 3-run homer, and a 2-run double. McCowiak, who hit 9th inning homers yesterday as Kayako takes a strike. Twice in a doubleheader. It's another homer today. Fly ball deep center by Kayako. He got that one. Back towards the track point. It's past him. Hits the fence, and Kayako pulls in a second with a 1-out double. First hit of the game for Kayako. And Alberto collects his team-leading 64th hit of the year. First hit for the Trabs since the 4th inning when Jeff Mathis knocked in a tying run with a bloop single to center. Murphy is up next. Winning pitcher for the Pirates, Josh Fogg, will hit hard, pick up his 3rd win. Sergio Miter takes the loss, 10 hits, 6 runs in 3 2/3. Pitch to Murphy fouled off as he bats from the right side, 0 for 3. Cincinnati defeats Montreal 4-1. Adam Dunn hit his 12th homer. Juan Acevedo picked up win number 3. Danny Graves saved his 23rd. Former Wichita outfielder Andy Chavez accounted for Montreal's only run with his 3rd homer. Ball outside to Murphy, 1-1. Milwaukee 4-3 winners against San Diego. Wes Obermuller defeats Dennis Tankersley. Danny Kolb saves his 13th. Marlins win in 10 innings, 3-2 over the Mets. Murphy, a fly ball down the left field line. That's hooking foul into the bullpen. 1-2. Winning run for the Marlins scored on a solo 1-out homer in the bottom of the 10th by Mike Lowell, his 14th of the year. Justin Wayne got the win. Braden Looper takes the loss. Cardinals all over the Astros. 5-3. Albert Pujols a couple of home runs. He had 4 hits. Woody Williams pitched for a second win. Wade Miller drops to 5-5. Roger Cedeno hit a pinch hit 2-run homer. Pitch outside, 2-2 on Murphy. And it was Atlanta defeating Philadelphia 9-3. John Thompson picked up his fourth win. Former Trav J.D. Drew hit homer number 9. And Drew 4. Wayne Wise 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, 2 runs knocked in. 2-2 pitch to Murphy, sliced out of play foul. In the American League, the Trav affiliate Angels defeated Chicago to end their 4-game losing streak by the final of 5-1. All runs for the Halos scored in the 4th. Jeff Devannon finished 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and a run batted in. Casey Kochman was 1 for 4 with a run batted in and a double. Adam Kennedy 1 for 4 and an RBI. Murphy a swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Ray Beasley. The 5th batter to strike out today for the Trav. Minnesota loses at Kansas City by a 5-2 final score. Matt Stairs hit his 7th home run of the season. Kansas City scored 4 runs in the 7th. Stairs a solo homer. Carlos Beltran with a 3-run double. Forno is 1 for 3. The stretch by Beasley and a hanging slider in for a strike. Nice off-speed quality to the pitch. Toronto over the Rangers 6-2. Miguel Batista picks up win number 3 with a strong 8-inning performance. Former RoughRider Juan Dominguez drops to 0-1. Yankees win their 5th in a row, 5-3 at Tampa Bay. Sierra, Enrique Wilson, and Bernie Williams at homers. Kevin Brown moves to 6-1 with a win. 0-1 to Gorno, rolling away. Frisco 6, Arkansas 2 here in the top of the 8th inning at Frisco. After this game, the Travs will be heading up to Wichita on the luxury liner. Buzz is well rested. He's ready to get on the bus. He's drinking coffee. The 1-1, swing and a miss on a pitch in the third point. Beasley has the Travs guessing incorrectly. Oakland, a loser at Cleveland by the final of 8-6. Jose Jimenez saved his first, and Baltimore doubles up Detroit 8-4. All the details coming later on in the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. That'll be during the postgame show. 1-2, swinging a foul back. And it'll move the count, keep the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sounds of rock and roll coming from past the right field stand. As one of the restaurants features live music on Saturday. Nick fouls another one high and out of play. Huge mall past right field, a brand new hotel rising above center. Embassy Suites being built. You're going to be able to watch the game from your balcony. Let's just hope that unlike that couple at the Sky Dome about 10 years ago, you at least draw the curtains if you need privacy. We can see you on the press box. Forno leans out and swings one-handed, flies to left center, and in the gap, Patrick Boyd brings it in. Travs goes scoreless for the 4th consecutive inning, leaving a runner at second base, and the RoughRiders in firm control. Frisco 6, Arkansas 2.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380, KDXE, North Little Rock.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 like the other. Coke. You're on. Yo, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop trapping my car. Walk it off. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Take the Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on lettuce and tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name, the Little Cheese. Try one today at participating Sonic. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs.
There's a windup pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at Travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.Travs.com.
Bottom of the eighth at Frisco, and the RoughRiders looking to add to the lead. 6-2 is the score. Josh McKinley will lead off for the RoughRiders against Steve Andrade. Andrade gave up the 3-run homer to Jason Bott. 2 of the runs owned by Esslinger. Andrade then allowed a double to Edgar Gonzalez, a walk to Patrick Boyd before getting Jeff Smith to fly out to end the 7th. And McKinley, the only batter that didn't hit for Frisco in the 7th, swings and misses for strike 1. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Travs. The RoughRiders at 6 runs on 11 hits and no errors. Right now, the Travelers are getting run out of town. And the fans are running themselves out of the ballpark. It's a tradition out here that once the 7th inning stretch comes, fans leave. McKinley takes down an in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Announced attendance, 10,407. About 5,007 heading towards the exits now. The 1-1. Now there's a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Following McKinley is Will Smith, and then Drew Meyer. The stretch, the kick, and the pitch. Low and in, ball 2. Tomorrow at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, Willie Collazo pitches for the Travs. Make his 2nd start of the year. He'll take on Wichita righty Ryan Fairlocker, who's 4-1. 534 earned run average. Pitch foul back. Still 2-2 on McKinley. Tim Bittner takes on Kyle Middleton on Memorial Day. Irvin Santana versus Danny Tamayo Tuesday. And we finish the series with Corey Lee on Wednesday against Junior Herndon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to McKinley is lined into right field. Right to Nick Gorneau coming in. He makes the catch. 1 gone. Tomorrow's game starts at 6 o'clock with a 5:40 pregame. Monday night, pregame at 6:40. First pitch 7 o'clock. That's the same start time as Tuesday and Wednesday from Wichita, Kansas. Travs will be off on Thursday before starting an 8-game homestand against Round Rock in San Antonio with midget wrestling on Friday, June 4th. Express in town Friday through Monday, and then Tuesday through Friday it's San Antonio. Travs then ends the first half with 4 games at the Dell Diamond and 4 games at Wolf Stadium. A strike on the outside corner to Will Smith, who started the 7th inning rally with a double to center. A pinch hit double. Left-handed batter versus the righty Steve Andrade with an 0-1 count. Andrade to the stretch. The kick, the pitch. Outside, ball 1. When the Travs come to hit in the 6th inning and hopefully trailing by just the 4 runs, McPherson, Mathis, Gomez are the scheduled 3 hitters, then Espedo, Elward, and Turner. Stretch and Andrade deals the 1-1 down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wichita and Tulsa rained out today, which means that the Wranglers remain a half game in back of Tulsa. Travs are 2 games out. Frisco 4 games out. The 2-1, and that's in the dirt for ball 3, and Andrade having trouble with his footing. Three and 1 on Will Smith. Andrade has his sign. Smith left-handed, bat on the left shoulder. And he swings at the 3-1, a chopper in play. No one's ready to field it. Now it's picked up by Andrade, and he loops the ball to first base. Smith just standing there at home plate dumbfounded. And it's called out. 1-3 goes the assist in the most lackadaisical play you've ever seen in the history of the game. Everybody just watching that ball go in between the fair lines. Home plate umpire Paul Chandler signaled it was a fair ball once Andrade touched it. And Steve still didn't fire the ball to first. He pretty much threw a pop-up to Elworth. Well, it's 2 outs anyway. Now back to the top of the order, and Drew Meyer. Meyer has walked twice, singled once. He's 1 for 2. Left-hander batter hits outside ball 1. Right-hander throws for the Frisco team in their bullpen. And that looks to be Billy Sylvester. A non-save situation, probably come in for the night. The stretch and the pitch. 1-0 is a strike at the letters. 1-1 on Meyer. Meyer choking up. Steps and swings. Slow grounder to Turner second. He gobbles it up. Throws to first. And a 1-2-3 inning for Andrade. Steve gets through the 8th, setting him down in order, and the last chance for the Travs. And here in the top of the 9th inning, 6-2 Frisco on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Crawfish weekend, termites feasting, listen, tackle, piece and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
The other book.
You're bored. Nothing to do. Nothing on the tube. The same old blah, blah, blah. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is here for its new season. Great professional baseball, great food, and the most affordable entertainment in Arkansas. So get off your feet and get out of the house for baseball and a whole lot more. Look for special promotions and free tickets at local retailers for the best deal in town. Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Travs.com.
Travs need at least a 4-run rally here in the 9th inning, trailing Frisco 6-2. 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 Trav error. The RoughRiders with 6 runs on 11 hits and no errors. They bring in their closer, Billy Sylvester, for the ninth. A non-save situation for Sylvester. He relieves Ray Beasley, pitched an inning and 2/3 scoreless, giving up just one base hit. No runs, 2 strikeouts. And Sylvester on to close this game. 2-1 record. Sylvester's earned run average is 233. Tonight is his 20th appearance of the year to lead all Frisco pitchers. Trav's offense has been held in check since the 4th inning. And the Travs scored both their runs today. 1 base hit in the last 4 innings off the bat of Alberto Callasco, with double in the 8th. 3 walks issued by Frisco pitching since then, but only 1 hit. Tough to score runs without hits. Dallas McPherson leads off, and the first time and the last time he'll hear that Dallas theme song. Takes a strike down the middle. Again, it was Kristen Shepard who tried to kill JR. She shot him. Kristen Shepard, one of his girlfriends. And tomorrow we'll have a trivia question about I Dream of Jeannie. High deep drive to right field by McPherson as that is back and foul. Right down the line, McPherson looking for homer number 9, but foul by a wide margin for strike 2. Later on in the season, we'll also break down the ins and the outs of Bosom Buddies. Go through all the 1980 sitcoms. 0-2 pitch high and outside to McPherson, 1-2. Mathis on deck, then Rudy Gomez. No sitcom for this Travs team right now. Nobody's laughing when you're losing as many games as they are. They're about to fall to their worst record of the year at 24-25, unless they come from behind here. 1-2, McPherson swings, high drive, deep right center, back Meadows, warning track wall, get out of here. And McPherson hits a homer anyway. That one foul to right, and that time drives it to right center, home run number 9 for Dallas McPherson. Hopefully a sign of more to come here in the 9th inning. The Travs scored their first run in the last 3 innings of a game over the last 3 days. They've been shut out in the 7th inning on ever since Thursday night. Jeff Mathis is in there against Sylvester. For pitches from the stretch where the base is empty, and Mathis takes high and inside for a ball. Third homer Sylvester has allowed, the 13th hit he's given up. And Mathis takes down and outside, 2-0. Mathis 2 for 2 with a run-scoring single in the 4th. He walked in the 7th and was stranded at second base. A stretch by Sylvester, and the big righty delivers. Swing and a miss, the fastball, strike 1. Sylvester at 6'5", 210-pounder from Florence, South Carolina. He is 27 years old. And working on Mathis with a count of 2-1. Nobody out. Mathis swings and misses at a high fastball, 2-2. On Mathis. On deck, Rudy Gomez. Travs need 3 more runs. Sylvester kicks. The pitch is popped up behind first into foul territory. Fox has plenty of room and makes the catch for out number 1. 1 away. Base is empty, and Rudy Gomez coming up. Travs need 2 base runners to bring up the tying run. We've got Jason Espedo on deck, and Mike Elwood and Justin Turner. Available pinch hitters are Brent Del Chiaro and Carlos Duncan. Now, you probably won't see either of them. Gomez is 0 for 2, and he'll swing and miss trying to hold back, but his momentum carried him through on a high heater. Rudy hit into a double play, ending the 2nd inning. Grounded out, ending the 4th. Used a sacrifice bunt in the 7th. 6-3 Frisco in the 9th. Pitch from Sylvester, hit into left field. That is deep. Eldridge to the wall. Get out of here. 2nd homer of the inning for the Travs. 2nd of the year for Gomez. And the Travelers are back to within 2 runs. McPherson and Gomez going deep in the 9th, and it's a little more interesting now, folks. Rudy Gomez entered this series without a home run this year and has hit 2 in the series. Here's Jason Espedo. He's 1 for 3, 2 flyouts to center, and a swing and a miss on the first pitch for a strike. Frisco 6, Arkansas 4. Where was all this offense a few innings ago? Not to be picky. The 0-1, and Espedo fooled on a breaking ball, swings and misses for strike 2. At the rate we're going now, Espedo will make out, Elwood will hit a homer, and then Turner will make out. The Travs will be 1 run short with 3 homers in the 9th. The 0-2. Swing and a liner into center, base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. A 9th inning bona fide rally by the Arkansas Travelers trying to come from behind. And a nice piece of 2-strike hitting by Espedo as Sylvester left the breaking ball right, belt high. Sylvester sees his manager, Tim Ireland, come out of the dugout. Tim was standing on the top step with his hands on his hips, chest thrown out there, looking a little bit disturbed. And Ireland steps on top and out towards the mound. And he's going to get the bullpen into light in the left field corner. Frisco entered this inning leading 6-4. Dallas McPherson led off the inning with a homer to right. Mathis fouled out. Gomez homered to left. And Espedo singles to center. That'll bring up Elward. Elward is 0 for 2. Mike hit into a double play in the third, walked in the fifth, struck out in the seventh. Sylvester stretches and delivers a fastball blown right by Elward's bat. 0-1. The Crabs have a couple more runs in them. Right-hander loosening up for Frisco in the bullpen. Sylvester ready. The 0-1 to Elward. Swinging a foul back on a fastball at his hand. 0-2. In the bullpen is right-hander Jason Andrew. He's warming up for Frisco. Crabs have Jonathan Rowenhurst getting ready in case they need a pitcher for the bottom of the ninth. Crabs have hit into 2 double plays today, but none since Lowe was taken out after the first 5 innings. The 0-2, Elward takes high for a ball. Homers, 21 runs batted in on the year for Elward. But hitting under 160 in his last 22 games. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a pop-up. Right towards third base, charging Gonzalez, the wind blowing it away, and he drops the ball. There goes the second base, Espedo, and he's thrown out. He had to wait between first and second, and he got there late. I mean, what else is Espedo supposed to do? If he goes halfway to second, he's going to get picked off at first, doubled off to end the game. We just had to wait at first base. Lucky for Gonzalez that while the wind blew it away from him, the ball didn't go very far away. He was able to get the out. So the RoughRiders catch a break. No error on the play. 5-4 goes the assist to second. Elward on base. Justin Turner takes the strike. Turner 0 for 3. Hitting under 190 this year. Carlos Duncan is sitting the bench. And Turner takes outside 1-1. Over the series, Turner is 1 for 11 with 3 strikeouts. Left-handed hitter against the righty Sylvester. The stretch, the pitch. Swing and a pop-up behind third to foul territory, and it's into the seat. Turner stays alive, but the count is 1-2. Crabs down to their final strike. 6-4 Frisco. Turner windmills the bat around a couple times. Sylvester, the stretch, the kick, and the pitch. Swing and a high drive to right field. Coming in is Meadows. He has room. And he makes the catch, and this game is over. Well, Turner put that one high in the air, but not high and not deep enough. And the game is over. Crabs managed 2 runs in the 9th inning, but not enough. Final score, Frisco 6, Arkansas 4. The Crabs are now a game under 500 for the first time this season, and the tailspin in May continues. We'll talk about this loss after this break on the Ticket Total Sports 1380.
That tailgate guy, we all know him. He's the guy whose car is always way too close for comfort. He honks. He flashes his beams. Now, sure, you can teach him a lesson by slamming on your brakes, but you're a safe driver. So you let him pass, hoping that somewhere down the road, a little speed trap is waiting to greet him. You see, you know that it's people like that tailgate guy that cause accidents. Accidents that can raise everyone's insurance rates. At Allstate, they think you deserve to be rewarded for not stooping to his level. So if you've got a safe record, Allstate can save you up to 25% off your auto insurance. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
For more information, visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on allstate.com. Allstate, proud sponsor of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Discounted insurance offered only with select companies and subject to availability and qualifications. Discount amount may be lower and applies to most major coverages. Allstate Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hit a home run with your family tonight. Whether you're planning a meal before the game or snacks for the game, remember to include milk, cheese, and yogurt in the game plan. 3 servings a day of dairy is the right amount to help keep your body healthy. It's easy. Just look for the 3-a-day logo on your favorite calcium-rich dairy foods at your local retailer. For more information, including recipes and coupons, visit www.3aday.org. Have you had your 3 a day today? The power of tea.
Trav's troubles in May continue as they fall in May to a record of 11-17, losing tonight to the Frisco RoughRiders 6-4. Frisco takes the final 3 games of this series, and the RoughRiders win the first half series between the Travs and RoughRiders, winning 5 of 8 ball games. Phil Elson here with you on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Welcome to your Allstate Insurance postgame report. Brought to you by Allstate, where they just think you deserve a relationship with a real person. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands? Well, the RoughRiders struck first against the Travs in the second inning. Jake Woods allowing the 2-out solo homer to Jeff Smith. To right field, Smith connecting on his 4th hit of the series. Second homer of the year, 1-0 Frisco. RoughRiders made it 2-0 in the 3rd inning. A leadoff infield single by Rashad Eldridge past Rudy Gomez at third base. After a walk to Drew Meyer, Jason Bourgeois hit into a double play, but that sent Eldridge to third. He would score when Jason Botts hit a tapper back towards the mound, a high tapper that bounced off of the glove of the pitcher Woods, allowing Eldridge to score with the second run. Travs then able to come back in the 4th inning after the first 2 batters were set down by Cameron Lowe. Nick Gorneau with a 2-out single to center, and Dallas McPherson knocked him in. Stretch on the 2-2. McPherson leans back. He swings, ropes a base hit to right field. Gorneau around third base. He'll score. The ball heads to the fence. On to second base, McPherson. An RBI double, and the Travs cut the deficit in half. Up next was Jeff Mathis, and he tied the game. Mathis singled in the first, and he swings and hits a high fly, shallow left center. Boyd chasing, and the ball down. Base hit. McPherson running with the pitch, scores the tying run, and it's 2-2. So a 2-2 tie, but that tie didn't last very long as the RoughRiders came back in the 4th inning. A 1-out single by Patrick Boyd to center field, and after Jeff Smith grounded out to shortstop, sending Boyd to second base, Josh McKinley came up, and the RoughRiders caught a break. Was on a 1-2 count, runner at second, and the pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field, and center fielder Murphy can't find the ball, and it drops in. That'll score Boyd for the go-ahead run. Murphy just could not find that ball in the sky, and it fell in between him, along with Caiazo and Espedo, to give the RoughRiders a 3-2 lead. Travs then did not collect another base hit until the 8th inning. By that time, the RoughRiders had jumped ahead on a 3-run homer by Jason Botts. It was his 12th home run of the season, came in the 7th off of Steve Andrade, put the RoughRiders ahead 6-2. In the 9th inning, Billy Sylvester came on in relief, gave up a leadoff homer to Dallas McPherson to right field. After the first out of the inning, Rudy Gomez homered to left. His second of the year brought the Travs to within 2 runs. Jason Espedo then singled to center, bringing up the tying run to the plate. But Mike Elward popped up towards third, where Edgar Gonzalez dropped the ball, but still able to force Espedo at second base, as Jason waited at first to see if the ball would get caught. And then Justin Turner flies out to right field, ending the ball game, and the RoughRiders pick up their 3rd win in a row against the Travs. Meanwhile, Arkansas drops to 24-25, their lowest record of the 2004 season. Winning pitcher today is Cameron Lowe. His record 2-5. Jake Woods suffers his second loss. He falls to 6-2. The RoughRiders are now 23-26. The Travs drop to 24-25. And in fact, Frisco is now just 1 game in back of the Travs. Arkansas is in danger of falling into last place if they continue losing at the rate that they are. Well, we'll check around the Texas League and see what's going on in the AA circuit we play in. Also, the two major leagues on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. That'll come right after this break on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 like the other. Coke. Yeah, you're on. Yo, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop trapping my car. Yeah, that's off. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on lettuce and tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name, the Little Cheese. Try one today at participating Sonic. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs.
Welcome back to the Allstate Insurance postgame report. You deserve a relationship with a real person. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands? Travs fall to the RoughRiders by the final score of 6-4. Travs now away from Ray Winder Field, played 14 and 12 baseball. But ran so much better on the road, but just could not pick up victories as the bullpen blowing games late, the last 3 in a row. And the final score, Frisco 6. Pardon me, Arkansas 4. Let's take a look around the Texas League and the majors on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. See what's going on here. We'll begin in the Texas League, where Wichita and Tulsa had their game canceled. They waited it out for about an hour, tried to play the first inning. Tulsa scored a run in the first, but they never got into the second inning. That game will not be made up. So Tulsa and Wichita finished that series with a rainout. San Antonio ahead of Round Rock 6-5 in the top of the ninth. The Express in danger of having their 10-game winning streak snapped at the Dell Diamond. And one final score in the Texas League, El Paso defeats Midland 6-2. Right-hand prospect pitcher Dustin Nippert finally earns his first win of the season with a 5-inning performance. Beltran Perez went the final 4 innings of shutout baseball, allowing just 3 hits with 4 strikeouts, his second save of the year. The Diablos got a homer off the bat of Kyle Nichols, his 7th. He finished 3 for 4 with that 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Drew Dickinson took the loss. He dropped to 2-5 for Midland. So the Rockhounds dropped to 25 and 25. Diablos to 16 and 33. Again, the game between Tulsa and Wichita was rained out. It will not be made up. Now over to the Major League. We'll begin in the National League. A couple games in progress. Dodgers up ahead of the Diamondbacks 4-0 in the top of the 5th. Adrian Beltre connecting on a 3-run homer. Beltre hitting his 12th of the season. Top 5 in San Francisco. The Giants and the Rockies are tied at 1. All the other games are final scores. Pittsburgh beating Chicago for the 3rd straight game, 10-7. Rob McCowiak, yesterday's hero, was a hero again today. The 3-run homer, his 11th of the year, and a 2-run double. Randall Simon, Craig Wilson finished with 3 hits. Jason Kendall was 4 for 5. Former Travs Jack Wilson knocked in 2 and also had a couple of base hits. Pirates, with that victory, dropped the Cubs for their 5th consecutive loss with 25 and 23. Pittsburgh goes a game over 500 to 23 and 22. Staying in the National League, Cincinnati 4-1 winners at Montreal with Adam Dunn crashing his 12th home run of the season, only hit of the ball game. Only 6 hits for the Reds, but only 5 for the Expos. Jose Acevedo picked up the win, allowing just 5 hits and 1 run, no walks, 2 strikeouts in 7 innings. He's 3-3. Danny Gray sent him down to the ninth for his 23rd save of the season. Jack Day took the loss. He drops to 3-5. The Reds will move 3.5 games in front of the Chicago Cubs. Meanwhile, the Reds will also move to 2.5 games ahead of the Houston Astros. As the Astros lost today to the St. Louis Cardinals 10-3. Albert Pujols a couple of homers. Now sitting on 14 for the season. Pujols finished 4 for 5. 3 runs knocked in. Roger Cedeno had a pinch hit 2-run homer. Cody McKay finished 4 for 5. And former Trav Ray Langford was 2 for 2 with a run batted in. Woody Williams picked up his second win of the season. Wade Miller dropped to 5-5. And again, the Cardinals, with that victory, they will go over the Cubs into third place in the NL Central Division. They remain 2.5 games in back of the Cincinnati Reds. Elsewhere in the National League, another final score coming out of Philadelphia, where the Phillies fall to the Atlanta Braves by the final score of 9-3. Former Trav J.D. Drew hits homer number 9 on the year, went 2 for 4. Dwayne Wise led the attack with 3 base hits, 2 doubles, 2 runs knocked in. Phillies got 2 hits apiece from Jimmy Rollins and Pat Burrell. Winning pitcher was John Thompson. He's 4-2. Vicente Padilla takes the loss, and Padilla drops to 4-5. Milwaukee 4-3 winners against San Diego, with Les Obermuller picking up win number 3 on the year. Danny Kolb saved his 13th. Dennis Tankersley, the loser, he's 0-1. Florida Marlins 3-2 winners in 10 innings on the solo homer by Mike Lowell in the bottom of the 10th, his 14th of the year. Justin Wayne got the win. Braden Lou for the loss. He's 0-1. Wayne is 3-1. And Kai Wigginson connected on his 5th homer of the season, a solo shot for the Mets. Mets have lost 3 in a row after a 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Marlins picked up their 4th consecutive win. They moved to 2.5 games ahead of second place Philadelphia. In the American League, the Seattle Mariners beat Boston at Fenway 5-4. Mariners took a 5-0 lead on a homer by Raul Ibanez, a solo shot, 2-run double by Dan Wilson, an RBI by Richard Aurilia. John Olerud also knocked a run home. Freddie Garcia made his stand over 5 2/3 innings, allowing 4 runs on 8 hits. He's 3-3. Eddie Guardado picked up save number 9. Tim Wakefield drops to 4-3 for the Boston Red Sox. Kevin Millar, Manny Ramirez, and Mark Bellhorn, each with 2 hits. Ramirez hit a homer, and for Ramirez, it's homer number 14 on the year. Elsewhere in the American League, the Kansas City Royals scored 4 runs in the 7th inning, 3 of them on a bases-loaded double by Carlos Beltran, and the Royals beat Minnesota 5-2. Matt Stairs also hit a home run in that 7th inning, his 7th of the year. Jeremy Affeldt, the former Wrangler, is now the closer for the Royals, saves his 3rd of the season. Angels down the White Sox at U.S. Cellular to end their 4-game losing streak. Angels 5, White Sox 1. Angels score all 5 of their runs in the 4th inning. Casey Kotzman with a run-scoring double. So did Jeff Devannon, knocked a run home with a double. Devannon finished the game 3 for 5, 2 doubles, and the 1 run batted in. Aaron Seeley moves his record to 4-0 with a 6 1/3 inning, 4 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeout performance. Francisco Rodriguez struck out the side of the 9th in a non-save situation, and Frankie lowers his ERA to 0.68. Toronto over Texas 6-2 with Miguel Batista going 8 innings for his 3rd win of the season. Reed Johnson connected on a homer for the Jays, his 5th of the year. Yankees over the Devil Rays 5-3 as the New Yorkers win for the 6th consecutive game. They get a game over Boston for the division lead in the American League East. Bernie Williams, Ruben Sierra, and Enrique Wilson hit homers. Williams hit his 5th of the season, finished the game 3 for 5. Kevin Brown goes 7 2/3 for his 6th win of the season. Mo Rivera saved his 18th. Mark Hendrickson dropped to 2-5 for the last place Devil Rays. In Cleveland, the Indians scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th and come from behind to beat at the Athletics 8-6 for their 2nd consecutive win. 3 RBIs for Travis Hafner, the former Tulsa All-Star, with 3 for 3 with a double, 3 runs knocked in. Jody Garrett finished with 2 hits and 1 hit, 2 runs batted in. Omar Vizquel was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. David Riskey picked up his 1st win with 2 shutout relief innings. Jose Jimenez struck out 2 in the 9th for his 1st save. Arthur Rhodes blows the save, takes the loss. He drops to 1-2. Last final score comes from Detroit. Baltimore Orioles double up the Tigers by the final of 8-4. Homer by Miguel Tejada, his 8th of the season amongst his 2 hits. Jerry Hairston, Rafael Palmeiro, Larry Bigby, and B.J. Surhoff also 2 hits apiece. Ivan Rodriguez led the Tigers with 3 hits, 2 doubles, and a run batted in. Daniel Cabrera picked up the win. He's 3-1. John Parrish saved it with 4 innings of work. His 1st save of the year. Jeremy Bonderman drops to 4-4, knocked out in the 3rd inning, allowing 10 hits and 7 runs. You are now up to date across the Texas League and the majors, thanks to Southwest Airlines and the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. And don't forget, you can always log on for low fares online, www.southwest.com. We wrap this broadcast up after this break on the Allstate Insurance Postgame Report and the Ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Americans are used to paying a little more for convenience. $5 extra for the guy to bring the pizza to your house. A higher price tag on the aspirin at the convenience store. But Allstate actually charges you less to make things more convenient. If you insure your house and your car with Allstate, you'll save money. Up to 10% off the auto bill and 15% off the home insurance. If you ever need to use that insurance, you'll have the convenience of having only one agent to call. The Allstate home and auto discounts. More convenient, more reasonable. You shouldn't have to pay more for convenience. That's Allstate's stand. Are you in good hands?
Find out. Visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on Allstate.com. Allstate, proud sponsor of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Discounted insurance offered only with select companies and subject to availability and qualifications. Discount amounts may be lower. Allstate Insurance Company and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Synonymous. Words alike in significance and meaning, like summer and baseball. Baseball and Ray Winter Field. Ray Winter Field and hot dogs. Hot dogs and Coca-Cola. Yes, Coke is joining the Crabs All-Star lineup this summer right alongside with future Anaheim Angels wearing the Travelers uniform. Enjoy the best value in family entertainment in Central Arkansas. Ray Winter Field, the Arkansas Travelers, and Coke. 3 summer classics. Call 664-1555 or visit our website at Trabs.com.
Welcome back to Frisco in the Dr. Pepper 7-Up ballpark as we wrap up our broadcast on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Phil Elson with you. We've seen the Travs go from a team that was 17-9 on May 6th in first place by 2.5 games to a team that is now 24-25 and residing 2.5 games out of first place, and actually they're only a game in front of last place. The Travs losing today 6-4 to the Frisco RoughRiders and end up losing the last 3 games of this series, basically because the RoughRiders owned the last 3 innings in the last 3 games, outscoring the Travs 14-2 in the 7th inning on since Friday night. Actually, since Thursday night. Well, here are the final totals for tonight's ball game. It was Arkansas scoring 4 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, 5 runners left. The RoughRiders scored 6 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 7 men left on the bases. Winning pitcher is Cameron Lowe. He moves to 2-5, and Jake Wood suffers his second loss of the season at 6-2. There was no save. Game was played in 2 hours 45 minutes. Paid attendance 10,407 at Dr. Pepper 7-Up ballpark. Travs record drops to a season worst, 24-25. They're 14-12 on the road. And this month of May, the Travs are 11-17. Meanwhile, the RoughRiders up their record to their best of the season at 23 wins, 26 losses. They even their home record at 12-12. And the RoughRiders win 5 of 8 games in the first half against the Arkansas Travelers. BC Powder player of the game will be Jason Botts. Botts, the slugging first baseman for Frisco, finishes the game 2 for 4, including his 12th homer of the season. 4 runs knocked in. That means he has 37 RBIs on the year now. And that is good for second place in the Texas League, 3 behind Round Rock first baseman Todd Self. In fact, over this series, Botts finished with 7 hits, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, 1 double, and 5 runs scored, and pretty much Botts was the Travs killer over this series. Travs also hit a couple of home runs, one off the bat of Dallas McPherson, one off the bat of Rudy Gomez. Those both came in the 9th inning, but it was too little, too late. McPherson, by the way, did finish the game 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, had a great series. McPherson went with 7 hits, 2 homers, 5 runs knocked in, 2 doubles, a triple, and 5 runs scored, but still unable to lead the Travs to more than just a 1 victory, which came in the series opener on Thursday. And again, the BC Powder player of the game today is Jason Botts, one of the top hitters in the league, certainly league leader in homers, 12 of them. And the last 4 coming against Trav relievers. What is he ever going to do the last 2.5 weeks of the first half of the season without facing the Travs bullpen? So that is it from Dr. Pepper 7-Up ballpark. We'll be watching baseball again tomorrow at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Special 6 o'clock start time on a Sunday evening. The Travs will have left-hander Willie Collazo on the mound. Collazo making his 2nd start of the year. Collazo with a record of 0-4. He was a losing pitcher 2 nights ago. So a .567 earned run average. He'll be opposed by right-hander Ryan Bearlocker, who has a record of 4-1 and a .534 ERA. First pitch at 6 o'clock. The ITT Tech pregame show at 5:40 here on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380. Big thanks back at the studio to Arlen Horn, who's working overtime out there in Sherwood. Big thanks, Arlen. Thank you so much. And this is Phil Elton for everybody in the Travs front office at Ray Winder Field. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Again, the final score from the Dr. Pepper 7-Up ballpark: the Frisco RoughRiders 6, the Arkansas Travelers 4. Folks, don't forget, it's just a game, and we'll be talking baseball again tomorrow night.
You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is made possible by Miller Lite, ITT Technical Institute, Coca-Cola, Sonic Drive-In, BC Powder, and by Allstate Insurance. Be sure to catch all of the Travs games this year on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.